How do you think the roulette wheel is gonna affect this match too? Because like, is there a world where just one of these players just hits every trigger in life and they just win, or are we moving out of that world where yellow is just kind of like a casino?
I think we're kind of moving out of that world for Enel. When you're
Mhm.
consistently replenishing one life, you're a lot. It just mathematically makes more sense. You're going to hit more triggers, right?
Yeah.
But for Katakuri, at most, you're probably going to see 5, 6, 7 life at most in Katakuri side. Um, but we are, you know,
Yeah, the
yeah,
game's actually getting started here,
yeah.
and trying to attack, but
he
it's okay.
tried, yeah, he tried to attack AK into life there, but unfortunately, it is his first turn, so
Yeah,
not being able to attack. But we are going to see actually a more of an aggressive play, 7K swing with that Enel going into Katakuri. He's
yeah.
obviously that's going to be a 2 and a 1K, and it looks like he's going to pitch the cards to do so.
I feel like I would have taken. I think I take this, right? Seven's a
Yeah,
lot, and then you already committed their turn to not do much, but they do choose to counter out and pass turn, so no turn
yeah.
left play
I
for
mean,
both these
2K
players.
2K counter out of the hand is pretty good. Two of those. So
Two
we
2Ks.
do, yeah. So we do see finally that 7K swing going into Jared. And he's actually going to go ahead and take it,
Yeah, no
and
trigger.
maybe see a Paro here coming down. And yes, the
Ooh,
Paro Sparrow.
right on
That
curve.
card is too good.
I don't know. I have a love or hate relationship with Sparrow. I don't know. Something about like how, especially now, maybe not against yellow, but it just feels like that card is there's so many ways to remove it to where you don't get the value. I'm gonna go do an empty swing with an L into leader, and we are gonna take this one. So interesting. We chose to take the 7, but not the 5. And then just Gadatsu gets rid of the Parasparrow, but at least we get a little bit of search.
Yeah, and I actually do really love this. He does actually hit the searcher, the putting off the top three, but you're able to apply pressure as well as remove a body. And
Mhm.
now Katakuri's facing a 6K body next turn, and with no real way to remove it unless he thunderbolts one of his life.
And he just we bottom decked an El Thor, I believe, and a Yamato. So putting being only a target hurts, but like searching a searcher, not the worst.
Yeah,
And we did.
not too bad.
Hmm.
And
Our hand is looking like two puddings, some 2Ks, and we're gonna start off the turn with playing the pudding. Oh, there's the Thunderbolt.
yeah, he can grab the Thunderbolt. There's also the 8 cost Katakuri, which is obviously a really great card in this matchup, or just a great card in general.
Hmm.
Being able to recycle Shuras or um, characters like that, but actually just grabbing the
Monday.
Amanda at 2K counter, right?
Yeah. So playing safe, probably gonna play this second Parasparrow. Then might be the line. Oh, we're gonna attack for
Yeah,
8.
yeah, AK into life, checking. Let's see if he ends up checking his own or his opponent's life here. Checking his own, leaving it at possibly at the bottom. That's probably
Ooh, that's
something
got to be a good
slight.
card then.
Yeah, that's probably like a beige or something.
Oh, that'd be wild. And
Yeah,
then, yep, Parasparrow number 2. Do we have Gidatsu number 2?
that would be kind of insane. But we're most likely you're going to see a 7 cost Big Mom or maybe a 7 cost Anel. A 7 cost Big Mom here would be really, really good. But we're going to swing 6K into life here, and that's probably a 2K count. It looks like he wants to keep his life rather healthy.
Yeah, which is almost plays against what you would think is normal. Like, right? Because like you're just making their Gitatsus more powerful or more valuable, and then on top of that, if they're for some reason they're playing the bird event card, that also KOs based on the same effect as Gadatsu. Like you're just making that better. And then 7. Oh, yep. This is the Russian now, like you said.
Yep. Yeah, it's 7 cost 7K attacker here swinging into life, and it looks like he did end up taking it. Debating if we want to play this trigger. It's possibly a character, and yes, it's the another Paro here coming down. So just trying to build a massive wide board is what it looks like he's trying to do, and he does end up passing turn.
Mm-hmm.
It's now we have a lot of pressure. Actually, this is pretty big.
And we
Now
have
the
face
question
off
is
to work
that
with.
once Anel gets down to one life, we're going to start seeing the Yamatos come down,
Mhm.
and I'm extremely curious if he ends up swinging into Anel when he has one life. Um,
Oh, to try to get try to bait them into triggering the effect to try to reduce some life.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, okay, so he swings 5k
Mhm.
into life here, and he's gonna counter out of it. And if he goes down to one life and he swings into it while he has one, he's able
Yeah.
to cycle and remove some of his cards from his hand that are probably dead
Yeah.
to recover one, right? So you're kind of helping your opponent a little bit get another card. So
So like for me, if I'm Katakuri, I'm trying to go for board. Like I'm trying to get this Gadatsu off the board. I'm trying to see if I can get a Enel off or even just trigger the Enel once or twice. But depends on what we want to do with the rest of the stun. Looks like we're trying to maybe play Sanji or a 7-drop with this one down under your leader.
yeah, it looks like he does have the 7 cost Big Mom in his hand. That'd be a pretty good card to play here. I was also to kind of combat some of this board too the following turn.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we'll most likely see a 7k swing into that Gadatsu. That's what I'm assuming is gonna happen here.
We're still trying to resolve this. This should be, yeah, it's into Gadatsu.
Yep. Hmm.
Look at our own life, and we 2k out.
Yeah.
So then it's just attack with Parasparrow into face. We take, which is a risky take. Oh, it's a trigger. It's a Shura.
Yeah. Yeah. Trigger off a searcher is it's pretty insane.
Is
Really
that
good
good?
card.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Especially once you start seeing like Katakuris to recycle it, and oh, we're gonna get the 10 million volts off of off of the Shura, which is the new the new hot wave of event spells that One Piece is trying to push, where there's these two cost options that give you 3k power to any of your characters, but also do an additional effect. Well, Sakazuki has theirs in Hound Blaze, and Yellow has theirs in this 10 million volts card, where I think it rests one character if you have one life.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is really good here because we did see that 7 cost Big Mom coming down. He did end up taking it, and there's not in a world where I don't think you don't take it just because you're able
Mhm.
to they don't recover and your life is still at 1. Plus you got rid of a Thunderbolt, which was probably dead in your hand to
Yeah.
begin with. So we are probably gonna see a 6k swing. And imagine he'd go for board here for the but no, actually going for
Oh,
life
for
here, and he
life.
does end up taking it.
I imagine we stay on the go for life game, because I think you're also risking, like, if you attack into these Parasparrows, the Katakuri has seen enough of the deck that these Parasparrows are going to see a 10-drop eventually, and basically, like, you essentially don't want to give your opponent the 10-drop because they're going into the 10-drop turn, right?
Yeah, and now we finally see that 9 cost Yamato coming down. He's actually able to remove one of these Parasparrows here, which is really nice. On top of the fact he's able to recover one, since he is at 1 life.
Yeah. Um, that's really good. And then we'll get to see Brule, Sanji. uh,
Yeah, this is really
Sanji.
good.
Choose to take the Brule. What is your, just because it's a cheaper card, or I feel like
Possibly,
I go for
maybe.
Sanji there, but maybe.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm a fool. Yeah, Big Mom. Yeah, it's a Big Mom only, so you can't even grab
yeah,
Sanji.
yeah. And interesting, something really important to note is actually Katakuri only has 3 cards in hand. And it looks like Jared has at least 6 cards possibly in hand, which is relatively healthy here.
Yeah.
And he has the 7 cost, the 6k Garatsu, as well as the 9k Yamato. And so I think we have seen that he has the 10 cost Big Mom in his hand. So we might end up just dropping that and swinging 8k into the Garatsu maybe.
I mean, we have to take care into the board a little bit.
Yep.
So yeah, like you said, just playing the Big Mom right out the gate. Go to 4 life,
Ooh.
3 life.
Yep.
It's
Looks like
4 life.
3 life. 4 life. Okay.
I think it's 4 life. No, it's 3. It's between
3
3.
life.
But yeah, but it's just like this is your whole turn, and like now you have to. Okay, so you attack 5 into face because that's all you can do. Same with the Parasparrow, and then maybe like you said, the Big Mom can go into the Gadatsu to try to get it off the board. But I mean, you're staring down a 7 drop and the 10 drop Mom, or the Yamato on the crackback, and they'll have a full access to 10 Dawn to just answer everything you do.
Exactly. Yeah, this is the kind of this is what I was kind of mentioning earlier is that like he's able to out resource his opponent a little bit, and then on the crackback he's able to just kind of clear board, and we are going to see the most likely 8 to actually going for life. That's extremely interesting here.
Very
Um,
aggressive,
yeah,
forcing the
using leader
trigger.
ability. Yeah, using leader
Mhm.
ability to trash one to recover one. Let's see what he's going to end up pitching. And the card he just picked up, actually, the Ohm, the 4 cost 1K counter card.
Oh, Ohm, getting rid of Ohm is interesting. Unless they have multiple Ohms, like not having played an Ohm, like I feel like Ohm and Holy are like the best cards when it comes to the Sky PS stuff. I like it more than Gedatsu. I like it more than the 7-drop Enel himself. Like that, those two cards, if you're able to get that, are so much power on the board so efficiently that it's just the best 2-card combo.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a really good card. I mean, but to be fair, Gadatsu is also a really good card. So we're
It,
probably going to see 7K swing, maybe into the Paro, maybe into life. Yeah, going to go a little aggressive here, swinging into life. He does end up taking it. No trigger, and another 7K swing. I'm assuming we're going to keep this trend going, consistently going for life here.
Yeah, and we're snap taking life. We know they know what the last life is. Our Katakuri players. This is a life they sent to the bottom really early, and
Mhm.
with only 4 cards in hand, I think they might just have this.
Yeah, the only issue with going this route is that I think you could have cleared board and still felt pretty comfortable as well as applying a little bit of pressure.
Mm.
With that 9K Yamato, we definitely could have added one to remove that 8 cost Big Mom or the 7 cost AK. But and we see the 2 million volt,
Oh, two
which is
million
two.
volts.
Yeah, we pitched 2 cards to recover one more life.
Ah, but that's so much hand size.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
they just
That's they have to. There's no way they don't
yeah.
because we have Yamato on board.
Hmm. And so much done. So you just if you're the Enel, like you look at your hand and do you just commit the rest of the Dawn to Yamato or no, they have 2 cards. You just attack with Yamato and that's a life you get for free essentially.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're kind of in an interesting situation now because I think we only have 5 Dawn active. Um, so I think we might go for possibly life here or because I mean, the Shura can attack. The Searcher definitely could attack.
Hmm.
Um, but actually playing the 2
Gonna do
million volt here.
we're gonna make sure an attacker.
Yeah,
You're
we're
right.
gonna make sure an attacker. That's an easy 5K character. I
Hmm.
believe Shura was at 2K. And making a 7K swing going into life.
Oh, so Enel's just gonna win here, I think. Yeah,
Yeah,
even looking peeping the hand a little bit, yeah. And Enel just
unless
this
that's a beige, but no, yeah,
no.
and this is going to be a here with a 12K swing going into life,
Oh, yeah, and
and
that's
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Just countered aggressively too much in the early game to where like you just didn't have a hand size to defend yourself here, right? Like
hmm
I feel like that's what it came down to because like there was like a 7K attack they could have easily taken, but they chose not to, and then following turn and now attacks for 5, and then like oh I guess I'm taking this life now, and when you could have like it's that efficiency of like countering out and countering here and there that like just Katakuri just quite didn't do. I still think I wonder if that's enough
yeah,
because Anel was so dominant throughout every point of every turn. It felt like they were
yeah,
ahead every point of the game.
yeah. I don't think there was a particular moment where I think the Katakuri player, did anything relatively wrong. I think it just Anel was able to out resource them. Like I was saying in the beginning of the match. Um, So, yeah, I mean that really just shows you being able to out resource your opponent. Plus, that Gedatsu play was really important as well. Dropping the 6K body to remove the 3 cost character was really huge.
All right, I'm here with Jared, who just won round 1 with Enel. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing well, thank you. It's the first, event of OP05. Obviously, some nerves, I know, for streaming and stuff and being round 1, but honestly, it looked like a pretty close match. And did you think, how confident were you in being able to finish on that last turn?
Pretty confident. Say after dropping the second Enel, with my hand at that time, I had a couple different options, but like I was telling my opponent just now, as soon as he dropped that 10 drop Big Mom,
Yeah.
I just had to go for it.
Yeah.
Because if I let him survive for another turn, most likely he has another 10 drop, and at that point I'm in a pretty tough situation the following turn.
Yeah, it was really close, and I would say it was a big debate if who's actually ahead in this. This is a new format. Yellow Katakuri is like the yellow deck that's been around forever, and then Enel's the new boy on the block, right? And so, what's your thought on that matchup in general? Do you think you're favored in it, or do you think it's a little troublesome?
I think I'm slightly favored in it. I'd probably say like 60-40.
Okay.
All depends, on the amount of bodies that you're able to put out on the field, and of course, if you're able to go first or second.
Yeah.
Like in that particular turn match, I chose to go first.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get those swings in as much as possible, and the Ohm and the Holly come to clutch as well if you're able to get those out. But I would say Enel is slightly favored, especially with his leader ability.
Yeah, and I think like getting the 7 drop out on curve definitely helps you because they can't really get rid of that card. And as Katakuri swings 7K at you every turn, now you get your own 7K every turn right back at them. So I do agree. Like it's not unwinnable for Katakuri because Katakuri can always just kind of get the luck they need sometimes. But I do like Enel personally between the two, and I feel like it's been more consistent because of it too.
Oh, definitely, absolutely, and like you said, there's a luck factor on both sides for sure. And the Katakuri player could see all triggers, and especially that last match. My biggest concern was if he got a trigger blocker.
Yeah.
That would have changed the entire situation, and I had to attack in a different order.
Yeah. And they got 3 Parasparrows out, I think, right?
3
and
Parasparrows.
1 or 2 out of life, I can't remember.
I
think it was just 1, right?
Yeah, 1 out of life, and 2 I think he hard played. If I remember correctly.
But yeah, so that obviously is tough for you because you have to kind of get rid of those eventually, right, and give them the extra card, which can find them another 10 drop or something. But I think that's that. So, and then you were playing, are you saying that you're playing more like the Big Bomb variant or the Sky Island variant?
Sky Island variant, for sure.
Yeah, and so what's the decision point there? Why do you believe in that kind of core more?
I just feel like it's more consistent. The Big Mom engine is nice, but just to be able to have the options of being able to search with Ohm, know what could possibly be in your life. I feel like I get a lot more information out of that.
Yeah.
Even if if I'm not able to pull Holly, I feel like it's still a very valuable card, and just the fact that I could just put multiple bodies out on the field, it could really come in clutch depending on the matchup, especially against Sakazuki.
Yeah, so I think Sakazuki is definitely the matchup that you have to be aware of, and it's going to be very present for this one. Are there, what would you say is probably the hardest matchup for you this deck?
Let's see. Well, still getting my practice in for OP05 in general.
Yeah, everyone is, right? It's the first weekend, right? So it's really intimidating.
I would say Sakazuki, because especially if they're able to get all the cards that they need and they're filtering, discarding all their non-usable cards for usable ones. I feel like that could be the hardest matchup.
Yeah, I think that's, a lot of people walk into today like either playing Sakazuki or they have to be aware what their matchup is because it's going to be very present. So, but I think that is going to be it for this round. We have 9 rounds total today with 512 players, so it should be pretty packed with it. It's going to be interesting to see what continues to do well. Hope you're continuing to do well, Jared, as well. We're going to take a tiny break, and we'll be right back.
It just has so. I'm inclined to agree with you, just because, I don't know, it just has so many cards that just feel good, and then you're just being able to make your casino more consistent, right? Like healing, essentially healing 1 extra card. You essentially play the game with somewhere between 7 and 8 life most games, assuming you're not and that's being generous, on the low end. Because you could play up to 10 life with just every Yamato's 2 life, every Katakuri can be 2 life. And that kind of thing it makes it really difficult. And we're actually playing the Straw Hat package in the Sabo list. So Nami's going to search the Rush Zoro.
Yeah, I am actually happy to see this. Now, one thing I do want to mention is that we said this before, is that when he throws down, if he does throw down the Zoro next turn, it won't have protection because that Sabo has to have a Dawn underneath it in order to give its 5K characters protection.
Oh, okay.
So something to important to note, maybe.
And then we're both turn 1 play searcher plays from both players. I think Enel won the die roll and they chose to go second, so kind of makes sense with Sure being their best early play. They find the Holy off of it and take the first life. And we're playing Chopper.
Yeah, the Chopper does come down, and not too bad of a start.
Are we gonna be able to recycle this chopper in a way, right? We could this attack we block with chopper and protect it, and then force the Shura to attack.
We actually can't protect it because it has to be 5k or more.
Oh, 5k or more. Okay.
Yeah, so characters like 5 cost Sabo, 4 cost Borsalino, things like that we can protect.
Oh,
But
okay.
we do see the 3 cost 5k vanilla coming down off of the Enel and passing
Oh.
turn.
That not being a ohm is a little sad, but
Yeah, kind of sad. And I think we might see the law possibly come down, but maybe we are going to swing a 6k into life. He'll probably just take this. I don't think there's a need to drop a 2k counter possibly. And yeah, we do end up just taking it here.
it is a
And
trigger though. They're thinking
it's a
about it.
trigger. It's a trigger.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, this could be anything.
I think it's a
We could see.
Hattori. I
You think
imagine
it's a Satori?
it's either a Hattori or yeah. It was like there were like that felt like I need to consider what I'm pitching kind of scenario.
Yeah. This is so Tori's. Honestly, I know it's a 2k counter, which is really great to have in your hand. But even if it's a 5/5 you get for free, that's still really good.
I don't know how I feel about 2Ks being good. I because I last set I played a lot of Rebecca, and one of your 2Ks is Bartolomeo, and him being a blocker and a 2K just made it just awkward constantly to think about, like, am I gonna play it or am I gonna use it as a 2K? And we're gonna play the Zoro, give it 1 Dawn and attack with Rush, attack 6K, and now we actually can protect it, like you were saying.
Yes. Yeah. It's gonna have to take at least 2 attacks to break through the Zoro if he wants to keep it, and I'd imagine one of them is probably going to be blocked with the chopper. So yeah, we're going to see a 5k swing. Of course, he doesn't have to use ability; it is once per turn, but he can just counter out of it, which we do end up seeing here, countering out of it with 1k, and another 5k swing going into the Zoro. And yeah,
looks like we protected it. Yep.
Yeah, using that leader ability to make it a 4k Zoro now.
And then one more. Do we block with chopper?
Yeah, we're gonna keep the Zoro alive here. Hopefully we don't see a Gedatsu.
I was gonna say it might get Gedatsu.
Yeah, hopefully we don't see a Gedatsu. And we're swinging big here.
We're trying to get rid of this. It's now, was it 5 into 4 now?
Yeah.
2k out of that. Really trying to protect the Zoro.
Yeah. I mean, that's 2 cards out of your hand plus the block. Yeah. Good amount of resources wasted to keep the Zoro alive, but we can clap back once we have the Zoro up. Which is
it feels
very
worth
important.
It feels worth it because not only can Nami answer the Shura, or at least demand a card from our opponent for Shura, these 2 attacks can go into the Satori and the Holy, and we just keep our opponent's board kind of clean. And we're gonna play in the turn with another vanilla Holy. Not seeing Ohms. Ohms are not showing up, but we're seeing the dog.
Yeah, and imagine here what we're going to start doing here is we're going to probably drop a couple blockers here, maybe a blocker, maybe the Sabo, maybe a Borsalino, or even possibly that Hina if he is running that 5 cost character that is a blocker. We have a little bit of extra Dawn. Yeah, the Hina would be really good here. Just another layer of protection for our characters. But we are going to swing the Nami into the Searcher, and it does end up going down, not really wanting to waste any resources from hand to keep it alive.
If you had Katakuri in hand, is there a world where you protect the Shura just once?
I don't think so.
You don't think it's ever worth?
I don't think so, unless it's a Shiroshi, and for whatever reason, I can protect it, even though it's at 0k. I would protect it, but yeah, we are going to see 2 6k swings going into the 3 cost, and it does actually finally go down. And I imagine we see a blocker here coming down.
What would you prioritize here, considering that yellow can use Katakuri to heal something? You think it's and we get rid of both of them anyway. But I was gonna say, if what would you have prioritized, the Satori or the Holy there? I personally think like the Satori is scarier, because if they Katakuri it back to life, that's the one where I wouldn't want back in their hand. Almost.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think going for the Satori first is probably the better idea, just because the idea, even if they don't play it off trigger, off Katakuri, is just getting another 2k back to your hand. Recycling your 2ks is kind of kind of good.
It's part of the reason Sakazuki does kind of well with Rebecca, right? That's what makes that
Mhm.
Rebecca card so strong.
Yeah.
We did attack into Zoro and protect it with the Sabo, and we're finally gonna let it go.
Yeah. They have the Katakuri now putting the 5-cost Luffy to the bottom of the life there and passing turn.
Hmm. So this always feels weird to me. Whenever I play, personally, when I play yellow with Katakuri, I tend to try to find a way to heal my own life most of the time. Like it always feels like when I lose as yellow, it's because I Katakuried something to your life and you had that extra life over me, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think the only difference though is that between Katakuri versus Enel is that you're actually able to do this and feel kind of okay about it because
Mhm.
next turn we're most likely at 9 Dawn, and if we're able to play something, we're going to be removing something off the board that's 5 cost or lower for free with Yamato.
Oh,
Or
that's fair.
six
We can even get to
cost.
6, assuming that we don't take a life this turn. Yeah.
Yeah. And it
But
does
then
get protection with the Sabo though. Yeah, so
all
we are
right,
going to see a
another Rush
5K
Zoro.
swing, right?
Yep.
And I think he has 5 Dawn up. Yeah, 5 Dawn up, swinging 5K into life. He's going to take it here, going down to 1 life, and tapping 5 Dawn to throw up
For
the Hina.
the Hina. Oh, so we are playing the Hina
Yes.
that you were saying. This is the
Yeah.
starter deck, right? Hina?
I
Or is it from the set?
believe no,
No,
she's
it's
from
from
the
the
set.
set. Yeah,
From the set,
you're
yeah.
right.
Mhm.
This is the one has blocker, and then what's the condition? If it blocks, you can stop a 5 cost or less from attacking additionally.
I forgot if it has parameters for the ability, but we do see that Sabo ability come into play here.
Yep, protecting the Hina.
Protecting Hina, and we do know that it is a 6 cost or less.
Oh yes, it is. It's just all it is a 6 cost or less. So the board state doesn't really make Hina good here, but we did protect it, and it's a blocker. So essentially, this blocker is eating up double the effects, and we're gonna attack into Zoro for 6, 2K out of that.
Yeah, very interesting now because we're gonna attack 8, so definitely gonna go down here. And I don't see a world where we do end up protecting,
An 8.
letting go of the Hina. Just
Oh,
because I'd rather have the 6K body up versus the 3, right?
Oh, absolutely. So you're saying like you shouldn't even have pitched shouldn't even have pitched the Otama to protect Zoro. Just take the life, the 8 that you know is coming to face.
Yeah, maybe. I definitely would do so because you're still like adding fuel to the fire. We're still at 6 life here, but we're gonna see a pretty big swing here going into the Katakuri, and it looks like
Looks like it's 8. I believe it was 3 Dawn, or no, it's 4 Dawn. It's actually I think this is a 9K. Yep, 2. Oh, that's telling. Two 1Ks for that protect. Might even be worth just to attack Hina.
Yeah,
Right?
I definitely think. Yeah, I definitely think so. But if we do think about it, though, if we leave it standing, there's no way they can remove it because we do have that protection.
Yeah, and save it for your life. But then getting rid of when you know your opponent's pitching 1Ks instead of 2Ks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and we're going for it. They're listening. Oh no.
Yeah, and the Katakuri does finally end up going down here. And but I mean, what's still nice about this is that we still have protection with the Hina. So if they swing 9K into the Hina, we can still use ability here to save it.
We can save it, and it basically ended up being a blocker. And then Enel, it's a 6K, so Enel still has to kind of commit Dawn to it a little bit, and that's exactly what we're doing. Oh, and I think this is the proper sequencing too. Attack small first, but we are going to protect it. Okay, we're going to have it eat up 2 attacks, which is, I mean, at that point, it's done its job.
Yeah. This is if we have 9 cost, but no, that's a 7 cost. Yeah, 7 cost rush Enel coming down. So probably just swing 7 into the 5 here.
Yeah. There's a really good board state for Enel to be dropped. And this is the alt art, not the SP, right? For the Enel. Look at that.
Yeah, it's just the alt art, yeah.
We're gonna end our turn with Ashura searching out Ohm.
Yeah.
A little unfortunate that we know that 2 of the dogs are gone.
Yeah, two of the dogs are gone and not passing. We're gonna starve this Sabo a little bit.
Oh yeah, not attacking with the Yamato.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, not
I mean,
attacking
yeah,
with
like we
Yamato.
were like you were bringing up earlier, like giving your opponent the extra life to make your Gadatsu stronger. I don't know if we have one in hand. We did pitch one earlier, saving characters, but
Yeah, it makes the Gatsu stronger just because you're able to remove 4 cost bodies. But if we do end up dropping on Yamato, we don't even need to recover to find value of removing a 6 cost body on the board. So looks like we are going to swing 7 to 7.
And it's gonna be we're just gonna pitch the Ohm we just saw them pick up, which kind of reads to me as when I see an opponent do that, they take a card and then they immediately pitch it. It kind of reads to me that the 2 cards in hand are no counter or something that important. And I mean, some often that those aren't mutually exclusive sometimes, right? Like Yamato is a no counter card, but also very important. But like it just, I feel like this. I almost feel like this Nami could have gone into Enel and taken it out or forced this life to get trashed.
Yeah, I do think this is a little scary just because not going after that Enel, you're able to grab a card off of this searcher, right? Plus they now have 9 cost Yamato live with the regen of the life here. So
I'm gonna end the turn with Borsellino. Really good card.
Yeah, this card's fantastic. It's such a good card against yellow. Even without Sabo's ability, it already has protection. So no real reason.
So you're gonna be able to block and save it. Oh my god! And then Shura into Nami Revenge for earlier. And what do we do? Enel into face. We're gonna take.
Yeah, we probably don't want to block here just because we have 2 additional big bodies here.
Yeah. It's just gonna be rough. Like I think it's what's gonna be interesting here is we take this and now there's no point of the Yamato swinging, right? Because now Yamato attacks and then unless we do know they have another Enel in hand, so Enel could be coming in.
Yeah. If the Enel comes down, that'd be pretty bad because we can swing 7K into it, or even more so with we'll have 3 extra Dawn. And yes, we see the 7 cost coming down. And I imagine we go for that Borsellino.
We're gonna make sure too. We're gonna attach the second, an extra 2 Dawn, leave one Dawn up for maybe an Elthor, which they probably have seen the Elthor at this point, and their opponent is that too. So the full Rad Beam effect is in play.
Yeah, I mean, even if he didn't have Elthor in hand, I think this Enel was extremely safe. He would need 3 swings to all go through, which is kind of a lot. We need 2 rushers. Yeah, yeah, 2 rushers. That's asking for a lot, and hoping they're not triggers, hoping they're not 2K counters, hoping no
Sanjis, no Brulés, which we haven't actually seen any of those come up yet through the discards or anything.
Yeah, it definitely seems like more people are opting to choose Sanji over the Brule. I don't see too many people running both.
Okay.
At least from what I've seen. But we are probably going to swing 7K most likely into life. And yeah, he does end up taking it, using leader ability here to recover 1, pitch 1 from hand, which is another 8 cost Katakuri. Yeah. When you have too many good cards in your hand, you don't want to, I don't know.
With only 3 cards in hand, though, I feel like they're like I see the starter deck Luffy, the Rush Luffy in hand. I feel like there's a world where you can just hard play it, not attack, and that might be your best out and go for just some really big swings next turn. I don't know if Sabo would want to run 10 drop Luffy at all, if that's something. Oh yeah, here we're gonna play it. Do we attack with it? We are going to attack with it. That seems wrong. Just off of the idea that now you're just giving
commentator curse here, dropping the Brule, but we do know that Matthew does actually have 2 radical beams in hand. So I don't think Joshua's. If I'm Joshua here, I have 2 7K bodies plus a 9K. It's only 2 life. I don't know. I might be a little risky and just go for life.
Yeah, like in my heart, I want to do the same. We are at 0 life. If we don't heal as Enel right now, we're struggling. It could just be a situation where because they already discarded a Katakuri, So that's one of their potential outs to getting more life. And here we go, the 9K. Oh, we are going face.
Yeah, we're going face. Honestly, I probably would have taken it.
You would have taken it just to see
I
if you
would
could
have to try to bait more attacks going into life, because if they don't recover, then you're in a pretty good position, right?
Right. And then like what are you like afraid of Enel playing this turn, right? Like you're afraid of them playing a Katakuri, a Yamato, and that's most of their Don anyway. So it would be much easier to just counter out of these the Enel attacks than it is the Enel. Or you're force your opponent to like commit some Don and make it weird. And we do take this life.
Yeah, and I think actually Sabo only has maybe 2 cards in hand now, is what it looks like, 2 or 3 cards.
Yeah, they're actually it might be just a attack with Shura and Brule angle.
Yeah, I mean, if he really wants to, and at this point, I don't see kind of why not. I mean,
with 2 cards, and 2 cards in hand, you could attack just 6 with Shura, unless you're really committed to because then you give up the safe play of just healing with a Yamato or something, right? So
yeah, but I mean, here's the thing, okay, right? So he only has 2 cards in hand. We know if he takes a life, it's a dead card in hand. So
yeah,
we know 2 cards are still, I think if the issue, I guess the issue is Brule is at 1K.
Yeah,
I guess the issue
that's
is
a lot of
1K.
Don to put under Brule.
Yeah,
but I mean, like I guess you could do something easy, like attack with Enel, just see what happens, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we're doing. We're gonna attack 6, just scope it out, see what happens.
Yeah. If he takes this, I'm going all in. Yep.
Yeah.
And there you go.
9 under Shura and go.
Yeah. I don't think.
Okay. We're being efficient.
Insult to injury here, just making sure.
And that should be 12K of life. Yep. And there's we don't have a hand for that.
Yeah.
So Sabo falling to Joshua's and now having a good showing so far.
All right, I've got Joshua or Saucy here. How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. We've got round 2. Enel's been winning back-to-back, so we'll have to see if we get something for round 3. But you're probably not too upset about that, huh?
Yeah, I can't complain.
Yeah.
Day's been going pretty smoothly, I think. First round we played Kaido.
Oh, okay.
We're playing Sabo, so we're playing the Spice all day today.
Spice,
so.
Was it a normal purple Kaido, or was it blue-purple Kaido?
Purple.
Purple, okay.
Yeah.
How'd that matchup go?
Oh, man. Honestly, I was kind of scared. He went second, and he saw the island on the second turn. But I managed to get the Ohm out and then got the doggo, and we just went face all day. So, deck struggles against really high pressure, and we end up getting the win there.
Yeah, because they're good at getting rid of 1 or 2 medium threats, but the Ohm I think is really obnoxious for it to deal with.
Yeah,
and,
when you go wide, they really have a hard time.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, and so that usually that means you're playing more of the Sky Island variant of it, right? Not as much of the Big Mom Pirates.
Yeah.
Why choose that build over Big Mom?
To be honest, I've seen builds running the 7-drop Big Mom, and I'm not a huge fan about it. I'd rather have the 7-drop Enel.
Yeah.
And being able to search for the cards I need gives the deck a little bit more consistency.
For sure.
I think especially for tournaments like these, you really need to have a deck that's more consistent, and that's why I went with the Sky package.
Yeah, a lot of people I know are playing the Sky package over now, but I know that both exist. People have their own opinions on that too. So what would you say is the best matchup for you, and maybe worse after that?
Oh, man. To be honest, I just literally picked this deck up 2 days ago.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
I'm still kind of learning everything.
It's week 1, right? So it's 1 day ago.
Right.
The range is small, right?
Right. But from my experience, I think Enel's a pretty balanced deck where there's not really a matchup that is too unwinnable. A lot of the matchup is 50-50 or at worst 45 maybe.
Sure.
But I would say probably Sakazuki or Luffy would be one of the harder matchups for the deck.
Yeah,
sure.
I think you. I mean, everyone's saying, okay, what's my matchup against Sakazuki? Right? I think Enel is one that's pretty good for that. Next door at table 2, we did have, I believe, is Katakuri versus Sakazuki. I think Katakuri won next to you.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I know that again that's what people are trying to go for, but. It is definitely a tear scary deck right now.
I would definitely be inclined to believe you on that one.
Yeah.
When it comes to that matchup, really It really depends if they have the 10-drop Kaido.
Yeah.
If they have it in that matchup, there's really not a whole lot Enel can do to clear that.
Yeah, yeah.
And for the rest of the game, it's just there, like, swing for damage every turn. So.
Yeah, and the card draw, because they do get to a low hand size eventually, right? And so just being like, I draw 4, like.
Yeah, I mean, the 10-drop Kaido is, like, literally the defining factor between winning the mirror match, in my opinion, and also into, like, decks that want to, like, reduce hand size, like, try to control you out and gas them out.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
it's a great addition.
For sure. So well, we've got 6 or 7 more rounds. It's going to be a long day.
Yeah.
Any shout-outs or anything before I let you go?
I mean, got a shout out to the boys, the Kaibigans, and also SD1 for the awesome jersey.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mike for being an awesome person. And yeah, we'll see how it goes today.
Awesome.
We're gonna go for the top part.
Yeah, congratulations. Good luck for the next couple rounds. I'm sure I'll see you in these top tables, right?
That's the dream, man.
100%. Yeah, guarantee now. I saw it.
All right. We'll see how it
So
goes.
we're going to take a tiny break. We're going to have round number 3 coming up next. If there's any leaders that you guys want me to try to find, I'll try my best. It's a little bit trickier in person compared to online where I can just kind of jump between the tables. So I'll try my best. We're going to take a break. Round number 3 is coming up. We'll be right back.
More in that.
So it's really interesting to see. I'm really curious to see if Giovanni does end up running that ACOS kit or if it's a little bit too slow in the meta. But yeah, starting us off here, we have obviously Purple Luffy. No turn 1 play. We don't really have any good searchers or any searchers at 1 cost from what I remember other than Hannibal. But we are going to see the baby 5,
right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it is going to be Don Quixote Pirates for our Rosinante player. And this is just like a Bonnie from set 1. Plays for 1, and then you rest it and rest an additional Don to search top 5 for Don Quixote, put the rest of the bottom.
Yeah, I do think it's probably one of the best searchers. Having that ability to grab itself is really good.
It's probably one of the most valuable parts, especially if you're trying like a hybridish-esque build where like you're kind of limiting yourself on targets in the first place. So like you don't want like the cop like Nami has that issue, right? If you ever play it in Law, how many Namis have you revealed off your Nami, and that was your only Straw Hat target to begin with?
Yeah. So we finally get to see the leader ability here to protect the baby 5 to pitch 1, which is going to be that card that we did search to keep the baby 5 alive, and using leader ability here to ramp 1, draw 1, or ramp 1 off of your Don, and then grab a life.
What do you think we're playing off of for 4? It looks like we got the ulti, but we may not have the page 1 to go with it.
Yeah, it looks like he wants to ramp a little bit, so we're going to see the double finger here to pitch a card to ramp 1 Don.
And it's going to be active, I believe, or is it rested?
Rested, yeah. Yeah, I believe Polly's one of the only characters that allows you to ramp active.
Nice.
So,
all right, we're going to go to our 4 Don turn. I imagine we just search with the baby 5 again. We use the card to protect it, and we pitch the sugar of all things too.
Yeah, he pulled a sugar, pitched it to save it, and most likely going to see it coming down again. Yeah, so we are going to use that ability here, searching top 5 for a Don Quixote Pirates card. And interesting enough, if we see from the cam here, we can see the 3-cost Dofi, the blue blocker.
Oh, right, because a lot of some of the old Doflamingo stuff is blue.
Blue, yeah.
Oh, we're gonna take the start.
We have too many Dofi options here.
Oh man, that's actually better than I thought it was gonna be. And I know there's like it's just random Don Quixotes in blue too. Like one of the original vanilla Virgo, for example, is a Don Quixote pirate and in blue.
Yeah, so we're gonna see the sugar coming down, resting the 4-cost character to swing 6K into that, and he does end up letting it go. No real reason why to protect it with 2 cards. And passing turn to using leader ability here to set it back to active. This is getting kind of good. This is pretty good, actually. I really like to see this.
Some board clarity that Don should still be under Rosinante, I believe. Rosinante doesn't reset it down, just so you guys know. But but I mean, the sugar being on board now is actually gonna be a little annoying. Like I can imagine a world where like Luffy tries to like play 9-cost Kaido and then the sugar just rests it, just negating rush entirely. Well, I guess if you're playing the Kaido, you probably want to KO the sugar, but you get where I'm going with it.
Yeah. And we can see here that he has set aside 5 and 2 Don, separating the 2, most likely probably for a poly play, just to get rid of the sugar.
We do see the poly in hand. There's also a queen. There's also it looks like a Kaku from the Water 7 Kaku. Which
yeah, that's very interesting tech. Yeah. Being able to believe banish. I believe what that ability is. Yeah. And so the poly does come down, tapping 2 to I imagine we probably get rid of the sugar so that it doesn't stay rested. And then using the ability here to rest 2 to remove the 4 cost as well as ramp 1 active.
Oh, but we're gonna get rid of the baby 5 instead. Interesting. I feel like right now sugar has to trigger, and we're gonna rest. I still kind of agree with it. Baby 5 essentially digging 15 cards and you just getting the pick of the litter like might have been just too much.
Too much, yeah. I mean, interesting enough, I do feel like we probably should have maybe polyed first so that we're able to attach 1 Dawn to that leader to swing 6 into that baby 5 so that in case he does block it, but we could be baiting here maybe the 1 cost event card in hand, the blast breath possibly.
Yeah, but we don't. I mean, we could. Depends on what we want to do, because like we can attack into the poly, but poly's a 6K, so we already have to commit like at least like 3 Dawn if we kind of want to force our opponent out of some cards. And it looks like they got a grip as well. I believe it's 6 cards in the Luffy side.
Yeah.
Rosinante's got a similar hand size. So on hand size, we're kind of even, and on life, I believe we're even. I believe we're both at 4 life. Rosinante's kept their life safe, and Luffy actually ramped once, so both at 4.
Yeah, I mean, this is really interesting because Purple Luffy is known to have a lot of 2K counters in the deck. There's just so many good 2K counter cards in Purple in general. So really trying to figure out here how we want to proceed with this play. But we are going to drop the baby 5 here. We're going to go digging for another 5. Tapping the baby 5 to search top 5 for a Don Quixote Pirates card. And I imagine, what do we want to see here?
I saw another starter deck Doflamingo. I see another sugar. I see the 10 drop Doflamingo as well. Looks like he might be considering that. Good information here. We're actually seeing that they are playing the set 1 blocker law. Probably just goes too well with the deck, honestly. But not going to be able to pick that up, of course.
Yeah. Honestly, I probably the 10 costs Dofi would be a really good card to pick up here, just in case whatever card they play next turn, we can rest with the sugar on 10 Dawn turn. We play the 10 cost, so it'd be pretty good.
I'm going to take another starter deck with Doflamingo. So now we got 2 in hand. Is that? That's like a very heavy non-counter hand at that point, right?
Yeah. Also, I think he has like 4 Dofi cards in hand right now. Yeah, so it looks like we're going to commit here and swing heavy into the 6K poly.
Do you defend this? This might be too many cards.
Yeah, at least probably 3 is what it looked like.
Does Rosinante reset Dawn?
No, I think he's just removing it just because it gets it out of the way. I don't think it. Yeah, I don't think there's a real reason. Yeah. But we do obviously still have that blocker up. So if he wants to save that baby 5, it still can save the baby 5. And now it's kind of hilarious because now if he wants to really clear the baby 5, he has to probably attach at least 2 Dawn onto it. And
Luffy, like I guess Luffy's just not seeing a lot of because we're at like what 10 Dawn now, right? I'm counting, and so no 9 drop in hand. I see. Oh, we're going to play the kid. Is this the new one? The one that when you lose I can't tell.
Yeah, when you take a Dawn and you put it back to your Dawn deck, you get to ramp 1, and set as active. A fantastic card. Unfortunately, we're unable to clear that sugar, so it definitely is going to go ahead and get rested right now. No choice there. So
and now with the rest of the you could play. This is gonna be a clean turn because you can now play the queen.
Yep.
-1 Dawn, and then set the 1 Dawn to active because of your kid. This is a pretty good. This is gonna be a pretty good turn for the Dolphin or Luffy player.
Yeah. So we're gonna return 1 here using I'd imagine Kid ability after this resolves to then ramp 1, probably swing 6K into Sugar or Baby 5.
I feel
Probably
like you
Baby
want to get
5.
rid of Sugar. Sugar, like you don't.
Sugar.
I don't know if we're playing 9-drop, but we just don't want. Well, I feel like we just don't want to waste. Like if we're playing, like if we are playing the Kaido, for example, we don't want to use such a valuable removal option on Sugar, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And this is an easy 2K counter, right? The block.
Yeah. If we're at this point, if we're Rosinante, we've been countering on it. I feel like I see Akaya. Yeah. And we just block and 2K out. Just make things as awkward as possible for our opponent.
Yeah, Kaya obviously being a really good card in this deck to kind of cycle through some of your other characters that are a bit dead in hand. And we just drew another Kaya in hand actually, and we are sitting at 8 Dawn. I know sometimes it can get kind of not too sure what Dawn you're actually at, because playing against Purple Luffy, they probably were at 10 2 turns before you did.
Yeah. It's hard because a lot of the times you can use your opponent as like a metric for what Dawn you're at, but not against Purple Luffy. And then purple decks in general, like they tend to like off curve themselves a lot. Makes it very difficult to keep track. And we're gonna use Baby 5 again, making us a 7 Dawn, which still gives us access to it's still gonna give us access to our starter deck Doflamingo. So I imagine we try to get rid of either attack into the Kid and then play Doflamingo. So just bounce whichever.
Yeah, it's kind of tough because we have the 7 cost in hand. If we play the 7 cost, we don't want to bounce the Queen to give him extra value. If we bounce the Kid so that he doesn't get value off the following turn, then we can't attack with our leader.
Yeah, that's fair.
So it kind of an interesting situation. I think, we're gonna bait the 5K swing here.
Yeah, but I think it's a very simple block. No,
we
go for light, and we get it.
Okay, it pays off.
Yeah.
And now we for sure bounce the 5 cost Kid here.
Yeah, absolutely. Back to hand it goes, forcing our opponent to be awkward next turn if they need to be awkward. They got rid of the starter deck Kid as well from the 3 captain set. I thought that I considered that card to be very high value of in the deck. Like they value playing that card and being a 6K leader for the rest of the game in a way.
Yeah.
So getting rid of that card is very interesting to me.
Yeah, maybe he's running 4, and maybe he's just kind of like, I'm going to see it later. I don't really need it right now, possibly. We are still at 10 Dawn, so we can do another 2 drops, 2 5K drops, 5 cost drops.
So we'd play the Kid again. I don't see another follow-up play in the hand that would be good to pair with the Kid. I think they have another Poly. Poly might be good to just finally get rid of this Sugar, right?
Yeah, and honestly, Rosinante is looking really good right now. We are untouched in our life right now. We are still at a healthy 4, and this Luffy is sitting at 3. Plus, the following turn, we're going to see a little bit of crackback with that 7 cost Stovey. So
attack into Baby 5 with the Queen. And then to your point, like the Rosinante setup, like we have another 7-drop Doflamingo. We're actually getting into our tempo-based gameplay of bounce your thing, play a thing that's gonna pressure you for the rest of the game, and we're gonna see a lot of that. And it's gonna be really good. And we're gonna actually 2K out of the Queen attack, and now Luffy will be able to freely attack into attaching 1 Dawn to the Baby 5 is kind of.
Yeah, not sure why we end up doing that.
But we probably don't have use for that Dawn anyway.
Maybe, yeah. That's probably what it is. So I'm assuming you probably see the Poly coming down to get rid of the Sugar, finally getting rid of the Sugar. But we do have a lot of really other great choices in our hand. But it'd have to be a 4 cost plus a 5. Not too many in the Luffy deck where you can actually do that, unless you did the 5 cost character plus a.
Looks like they will do the Poly.
Yeah, the Poly play here, tapping 2 to KO the Sugar, and I think we have a use for the 2 Dawn here.
No, I don't believe so. We have Blast Breath in hand, so maybe if we're trying to be a little defensive, protect our queen here a little bit. But I imagine what is the play? If we're on the track of playing our second 7-drop, we attack into the queen 7 for 6, see if they try to 2k out of it. Maybe attack for another 6, try to get another card out of hand, and then finally bounce to hand. Or do we go for life? We need to win the game eventually too.
Yeah, I feel like the following turn, just the previous turn, I probably would have dropped a 5-cost character, dropped ulti, -1, dropped page 1 from hand, and now we just set up 3 1 5k body as well as 2 6ks. And yeah, one of them is rested off of sugar, but the following turn, it's gonna be really hard for you to remove 4 bodies off the board.
I kind of agree. That's the play I was gonna suggest as well. Just I don't know. You play the page 1 ulti package for a reason, and when you have them, I feel like you just let it rip right away when you have it. And again, like you are playing into the sugar, like you said, but you know, resting 1 body when you just played 2, I think is in your favor.
Yeah. I definitely agree. Even if it was the 5/6, kid, but we are going to see a 5k swing going into life here. And that's an easy 1k
counter. Last
calendar.
time, so maybe they'll just take it again. No, they're definitely going to choose to counter out.
Yeah, just deciding here. Yeah, he's going to go ahead and pitch the brand new 5-cost 6k blocker that was bounced back to his hand the previous turn. Yeah, but now I think we still have access to that another 7-cost Dofi, which he looks like he might do, separating 3 here. But it looks like we're going to swing 7k into life.
Yeah, it definitely looks like life again.
Yeah, Blast Breath here to give +4 and minusing 1 Dawn.
Yeah, minusing 1 Dawn. We don't. Yeah. So what do we? Only 1 card, but that I feel like your opponent using Blast Breath that early is interesting, right? Like, cause like, how do I say this? Like, it's just not like countering, choosing to use such a high over counter that much almost feels wrong, right?
Yeah, I think the main reason why they did end up doing that is because when they do the 7-cost character, they probably want to keep their life relatively healthy so that they can use the leader ability once again. Because when we keep our life healthy as Purple Luffy, we're able to continuously grab a card, ramp 1, and in case later down the road where they do drop 9-cost Kaido, that actually might keeping a healthy life might come into play there.
That's fair. No, that definitely makes sense. At the end of the day, sometimes I fall into the trap a lot. I feel like a lot of players fall into the trap of your opponent may have attacked for 5, but sometimes it is okay to just treat that as 1 card out of hand and counter out with a 2k, right? And I feel like I fall into the trap a lot of not just overvaluing just 1 card in hand sometimes, even if it is just a 2k, and I over counter it and made the counter kind of gross. We're choosing to play the starter deck or the blocker Doflamingo, set up the top of our life or our deck, and then we're gonna end the turn with the 7-drop and queen back to hand. Interesting that we chose the queen. I mean, Poly is annoying. It probably would have gotten rid of our blocker, so I guess that might be the logic there. But
yeah, it's kind of tough being able to recycle another 2 cards to pitch a dead card in hand is still really, really good. So I mean, let's see here. We have 2 7k bodies on the board, so we're gonna swing 6k into life, and
I think we're gonna take it finally.
Finally taking a life. First time in this match, Rosinante does take a life, dropping down to 3. And it looks like we are going to drop the 5/6 kid blocker. And I'd imagine we probably just drop the queen that we put down, right?
Yeah, I don't see why we wouldn't. We play the queen and then we just draw 2 again. Right?
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and draw 2, trashing 1 card, and then procs our kid ability to ramp 1 and pitching another 7-cost kid. Interesting.
Yeah, not valuing that card at all in this matchup is pretty interesting. Like I don't know. Like to me, like the way I saw Purple Luffy work was just getting to play this particular kid to you know, once you have 2, you're a 7K body for the rest of the game, and you just kind of ramp up in like value turn over turn. But we're gonna attack for 6 and we're gonna take it again, choosing not to block. I feel like that might be a mistake. Taking 2 life in a single turn when you have a blocker on board, especially since we're playing against a purple deck that, you know, another poly, and this blocker is for nothing.
Yeah, maybe that's kind of telling here that we might end up going a bit more aggressive, but really interesting to see. We see the ACOS kid in Giovanni's hand here.
Oh, they are playing.
Yes, we finally do see it. I'm very curious if he is going to end up playing it this turn.
If we have a character to play with it, that would be huge, right? Because we could play the 8-drop kid, and then, like, for example, play another 3-drop blocker. Doflamingo would be really good.
Yeah. I think he. It looks like that's what he might end up doing. I think he does have it in hand.
I think we have another starter deck Doflamingo as well. So maybe we're thinking that too might be a play, and just more tempo.
I actually, taking a look at his hand, I was able to peek and see that I think he actually has the smaller 2-cost Rosinante in hand too.
Oh, so that would be perfect. Playing the 8 here would be a nasty combo.
It would be extremely nasty because in case he plays another poly or something like 9-cost Kaido, he's able to protect it.
Mm-hmm.
So we are going to see the bait here, swinging 5K into life. He's going to go ahead and counter at 1K. And imagine we'd follow suit with two more 7K swings.
Do we attack with our blocker too? Maybe not. Now that we're on the 8-drop plan.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't think we really need to. But yeah, we're gonna block that counter with a 2K, pretty easy. And
really starting to whittle down the Luffy's resources too, and not going for the poly. I'm not sure if I agree, but you know, damage is damage.
Yeah, that's fair. And something to note too is that this Luffy player's hand doesn't have too many big characters on board. And yes, we see the the blast from the past here, the ACOS kid coming down using Baby 5 actually to search for a.
Yeah, opting not to. I think we just whiffed. No, okay, one of the earlier. Oh, Baby 5, like I was like we said.
Another Baby 5, yeah.
Interesting that we chose to do Baby 5 and not the Rosinante, like we discussed on like how good just like that layer of protection would have been.
Yeah, and I think he has
forward. Rosinante might have this, depending on what our top deck is from Luffy.
Yeah, and I think actually Rosinante has it has to be exactly 6 cards in hand to be able to restand that leader, because it is 6 cards or less. So I'd imagine it has to be 6.
Hopefully, so. Yeah, it's hard to count their hand.
Yeah,
but they've been countering out aggressively, and sure the Baby 5s have gotten them some cards, but I think with the countering out, they've been pretty okay to keep their hand size at 6. Ooh. Oh, and here it is, 9-drop Kaido. Probably going to remove the blocker. No way we don't.
Yeah, and really interesting to see too is that we're actually be able to ramp 1 off that kid. Being able to ramp 1, so we have 2 active now after using that ability, which is really, really good. And
so we definitely KO the blocker, right? So what do we do after?
I think we have to. It's difficult because even if we dedicate, I think we KO the blocker, we swing 10 and then 8 into kid with one of these maybe with Poly.
Oh, with Poly. So
yeah,
that'd be right. Yeah. So we're gonna go 9 or 10 into the kid. Do we block with our face?
I think so. I don't think he has enough counter to actually counter out of that. I think we probably block with leader here and then counter out of the second one. Yep.
But we are gonna block, take our own life.
Such an interesting interaction. And then attaching 2 with that poly, swinging 8K into 8K, that's an easy 1K counter.
Yeah, surely we have the 1K, and I think I even see like things like spiderweb blockers in hand. Should be pretty simple. And then now we'll get a turn with the kid being able to attack for 9K. Do we try to go for game? Like 2 life, you have big bodies on board.
Yeah. I think no matter what, I feel like, I don't know how many. I mean, we know that Purple Luffy runs a lot of Gatlings, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we know for the following turn he's unable to swing that big because he just minus 5 Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
He was able to ramp 1, so. But we are going to see here. He just needs to commit maybe 3 Dawn to a blocker if he really wanted to play it safe. But it looks like Giovanni actually might get pretty aggressive here with this turn.
Yeah, spreading out his Dawn 2/2/2. Probably, maybe he's thinking about attacking 9/9/9. 3 times into just Kaido and see what happens. Peeping Purple Luffy's hand. He has a lot of 2K counters, so probably safe from losing if we try to go for face the whole time. Gonna do another baby 5. I see I peep another purple or blue blocker, Doflamingo. Another sugar. I'm not quite sure, and we're gonna go with the Rosinante.
Yeah. I think if we swing 9/9/9, and then even if we swing 6 into life, I think we're pretty set. And we just drop another blocker to protect the kid. I think it's extremely safe.
Okay. And we do have to get our opponent to 0 life eventually. They have 2 life. You're attacking with this kid no matter what. There's no world where we use the other kid effect, right? Not again.
Right.
A 9K attack's too valuable to give up.
I actually think he might be going all in here, actually. It doesn't look like he's gonna. It looks like he's trying to attach the 3 Dawn. This is a very big play, right? This is huge.
Right.
But we are gonna swing.
Poly. Okay, yeah, I like this.
We're trying to clear board.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, and that's an easy take right there. I don't think there's any world where we try to protect that.
Mm-hmm. Now we're gonna go 7 at life.
That's a block and a 2K counter if he chooses to.
But then that gives you like this kid attack a free. Like I don't think you block in case. If you block, like what's stopping your opponent from just putting everything under kid and then going for your Kaido?
Yeah, definitely. But we see a 7K swing going into life, and he does use that Gum Gatling to give it plus 3K and trashing another card in hand, followed by looks like a 9K swing into life.
Oh, so we're going full aggro. And Luffy with 4 cards in hand is now struggling a little bit, and we have, I believe, 5 Dawn active after everything's said and done. 5 Dawn active, so we can still play a Rosinante, and if we choose to, the blocker Doflamingo as well, to just try to keep our board just very, very safe.
I think
counter out of that.
I think what's going to happen here is we're probably going to drop if he has it, 5 cost law. 5 cost law comes down, picks up the baby 5. We drop Rosinante as another blocker, so now we have 2 blockers, and and it looks like we do see that. Oh, and not the Rosinante, maybe possibly the Dofi, but no. Yeah, I agree with this play.
I like the Rosinante as well.
Yeah, Rosinante, really good card, and because I think we have 6 cards or less, we're able to restand here, and we have 3 blockers up. There's no way this A-cost kid is going down this turn.
Yeah, and then it's almost better than 3 blockers, right? We have, if you don't get rid of this kid, this kid is your new leader.
Yeah.
That's how I see it, right? Like no attack will go to life unless this kid gets off the board. Which with this Rosinante in particular happening and now being established, it's going to be great. Oh, but we have more than 6 cards in hand. It looks like we might actually have 7 cards in hand. Yeah. So no restanding from our leader, which I think it's a little unfortunate, but I don't see a world where this board state where it comes up too much. I don't think.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it a misplay, right? Like we got 3 blockers. We don't need to be scared of like, oh, now I don't get my blocker effect.
Yeah. I mean, look, I think something to note, I think Luffy has to go for game. I don't think there's a way, even if we clear this kid, I don't know if we're able to clear the rest of the Dofis. So in order to help us with that, we have Sheep's Horn in hand. Sheep's Horn is a 2-cost purple event card to rest a 6-cost or less, minusing 1 Dawn. He's going to use Kid ability to ramp 1 Dawn as active. And yeah, this is really good for us.
So the target has to be Law, right?
Yeah, definitely. And so Kid ability ramping 1 here, and I think we now have 2 chances to go to punch this kid very hard. Unfortunately, Giovanni does have 7 cards in hand, which is pretty healthy.
It's a good amount of counter. If we go too little, we can just counter out of hand. If we go too high, we just have the Rosinante blocker anyway. And I also think you're right. Like Rosinante should be able to win this on the following turn.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
mean, Luffy has 2 blockers on board as well, but I'm not sure if it's good enough. I'm not sure it would be good enough.
Yeah, I mean, this is asking kind of a lot here, honestly.
Right, so we're gonna go 11 into Kid. It looks like 12. Sorry, I keep forgetting Kaido's 10. Yep, 12. Do we have enough to counter out of hand, or are we gonna block? We can. How much Dawn do we have? We have 5 Dawn left. The worst case scenario, this Queen goes in for 11 as well.
I think we definitely block this. I think.
Yeah, 12 might be just too much. I think we block.
Yeah, I think we block this, and I think we have even if Kid goes down, the following attack, I think we still kind of are sitting in a really good space right now.
Yeah, with a blocker Law, which I don't believe we would be attacking into, and 2 7-drop Doflamingo or 7 power Doflamingos. I think it's just 1 card in hand too. Yeah. There's just too much. And all right, I'm gonna put the rest under
possibly. Yeah, possibly throwing the rest under Luffy to swing 11 into or 10. Sorry,
it's
10
into,
into,
right? Yeah. And surely that's worth countering out because I see a lot of 1Ks. I know I think there's 2 Kayas in hands as well. So the 10 we can counter out of the 10 quite easily. And at that point, you're staring down at 2 7s, an 8, a 6, and the leader attack. That's going to be way too much.
Yeah. And I do want to mention, I think this game was going a completely different direction prior to the 8-drop coming down. You know, seeing that 8-drop Kid really shook the board, right?
Yeah. Especially against this, like, purple. Like, purple does not have a clean answer to this Kid, right? Like, in the old days, it was 10-drop Kaido. We're not running that in Luffy for obvious reasons. Oh, and we're gonna 0-cost options. That gets us to 11 perfectly. Yeah. So we're good, and we're gonna pitch a baby flag for it.
Wow. That's heartbreaking if you're Luffy player here.
Yeah. So that's game. I mean, we gotta go through the ceremony of it, but
yeah,
with 1 card in hand, this many, just 7, just over 5K attacks.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, hey, we never know. You know, we never know. You never know. We might see a beige in life.
That's cheating. Well, I guess in the world of purple triggers, what could get us out? I don't think there's anything. I don't think
there's anything. Yeah.
Oh, and we're gonna attack for 8 with the Law blocker, and then I think it's just attack 7, and see what happens. Hell, attack 5 even.
So 8K swing, we are gonna block it here. It does go down. Probably another 8K swing. Those 2 cards have to be 2K counters, and no, it does. I don't think it's looking like that. And we're gonna swing huge here with that 8-cost Kid in.
Yep, and they got it. So
Yeah.
Rosinante going undefeated 3-0.
Wow.
Well, we were memeing on it, but
Yeah, we were a
3-0.
little bit. I mean, hey, now I do think, like I said before, if the ACOS kid did not come down, it might have been a different game, I think.
Yeah, and I think Purple or Luffy had a hard time finding their top end. What about John Giant?
John Giant, huh?
Yeah.
John Giant. Yeah, I mean, maybe
8 for 10 is kind of good. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah. I mean,
Everyone's
everyone's thinking about definitely the John Giant play, but you know, yeah. How do you feel about this matchup in general? I mean,
I mean, in the
match.
yeah. So this matchup last set came down to like Queen could outgrind if, as long as Katakuri's life wasn't too crazy early game. Like I think it's kind of, I feel like it kind of flips on its head a little bit, where Katakuri is used to like trying to stave off the aggression in most matchups. I think this is one of the few matchups where it flips and Katakuri has to be the aggressor, because in a world where Queen is constantly setting themselves back up to 3 life, their board can deal with your board. It gets really hard for Katakuri. I feel maybe I'm a little off base, out of touch with that, but that's my initial vibe that I've always got.
Yeah. And I actually love that because I'm on the opposite side of the spectrum.
Oh, okay.
I think it's really great just because, you know, we have a little bit of diversity here, but we are going to see the pudding come down. And I think a huge factor in this matchup is 10 cost Big Mom.
Oh, yes.
With Enel in this matchup, you're able to recover for free, even if they drop the 10 cost Big Mom. With Queen can't do that. So, you know, once they get down to 1 and they lose a life, they don't automatically gain another life, right? They have to then make sure they have a character that's big enough to trigger the ability. So,
yeah, but yeah. I mean, having access to the recurable healing like Queen does is a little, I don't know. It could go either way. We'll see how it plays out. Katakuri's attacking for 8 this turn. I guess we're going to look at our opponent's life, which is, it's a Kaya. Cool. But for me, I always like looking at my own life. I almost never look at my opponent's life when I play Katakuri. What is that about the same for you or not?
Yeah, I think it's relatively the same. I think the only difference here is because Queen has so many triggers, they probably don't want to give them something that they might need early on. Maybe something like maybe a Yamato, or if it's a Yamato, we put it to the bottom, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Or any of their 8 costs or higher, right?
Yeah, right.
Is there a world where Queen plays the other card, like Kaido, the new secret rare 10 drop Kaido? Is there a world where we play that?
I mean, I definitely think that's possible. I think the only way the Queen does drop it though is if they feel pretty secure to do it, right? Because there is no heal. They do end up drawing 4, but they could. I know the deck does kind of run a lot of deck cards.
Yeah, that's true. And then I guess, yeah, I mean, that kind of works for every deck, though. I feel like even Sakazuki, like the question is in the air: are you ever safe to play a 10 drop? And most of the times it's like no, right?
Yeah. So it looks like we are going to swing another AK into life, checking opponent's life here, and it looks like we're not too sure what it is. So we're going to.
I think it's an ulti. I think.
Is it an ulti? I think you're right, actually.
It might. It's hard to say. We're about to find out when we take this. No, we block actually.
We block. You know what's really nice about that is that because your opponent doesn't know, you know it's a new card, possibly.
Oh yeah, so you can kind of like count it down in your head, probably.
Yeah, you're like, okay, if he doesn't know this card, it might be ulti. Do I need ulti right now? No, I can block here, and we're gonna see a 7k swing going into life. He's gonna take it here. Dropping down to 4 life, and then we see the 3000 worlds here to bottom deck the Espira.
That feels so bad. Like there's a part like, so there, like it's a good play. You removed a body that on KO would have gained them another card. All that's great. There's just something fundamental about spending 4 Dawn to get rid of a 3 Dawn card that just inherently feels wrong.
Yeah, we did see we're swinging 5k into life. He's going to counter out of it, and I'd imagine we see the 7 cost Big Mom coming down, giving your opponent the decision here to recover or take a life, and he's going to let him recover here.
Yeah, that makes sense. You need to delay as much as possible till you get like Queen isn't. It almost feels like most of the time Queen isn't a deck until you're playing 9 Dawn, 8 Dawn characters. And we are, speaking of which, we are at 8 Dawn now. And yes,
yeah,
we play the John.
He's here. He is here.
Oh, what a good card! I tell you,
easy. Yeah, I mean, hey, you're able to proc the ability, right?
We're gonna proc the ability. It has 1K counter. It's a 10K body. So if we attack with this big mom, we're gonna immediately retaliate. The only I think we do have Katakuri, and we may it just depends on if Katakuri has their own secret rare Katakuri in hand, and it looks like they might have it. They're counting up 8. And they have 8 available. So peep in the hand. I see some brulees, but nope, we're safe. So our John Giant's going in this turn. Gonna look at our own life. We're gonna double 2K out, or not double 2K, but 2 cards out, and another 7 drop. That bites.
Huge. That's huge. And he's gonna go ahead and recover 1 more and passing turn. Oh, actually no, we're gonna actually swing 8K into life. He's gonna take it, and I think he's almost at range here to start recovering, possibly.
Yeah, I think we're just short of. No, we have such a.
Oh yeah, we have too many cards actually.
I imagine this John Giant goes into Big Mom, or do we need to start aggressing?
I think we're gonna go into the Big Mom. I'm not sure how stressed Queen is to. With Queen, it's always been a marathon, right? You know, I think with this matchup, you kind of have to be a bit more aggressive because of when 10 cost Big Mom starts coming around. And we see, the double removal, getting rid of KOing the one arrested Big Mom, and then me hawking the other one.
Oh, so that's just way too clean. And now, like, going into our 10 down turn as Katakuri, like, sure, we have Big Mom, and I know we have it in hand. Pretty sure I saw it in hand. It's just gonna kind of make this turn kind of weird for Katakuri. Sure, we play our 10 Mom. Oh no, we were about to snap play. We were gonna snap play our Katakuri. So I guess we'll see what happens. We are partitioning the Dawn out 8 and 2, kind of telegraphing what we're gonna play. But
yeah, we're probably gonna get rid of the John the Giant, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's done his job. We're gonna attack for 8. Look at our opponent's life, and if we count, I feel like we have to counter out. It depends on how big our hand is at this point. But there are worlds where like you counter out, even if you're gonna like take the hit anyway, if that makes sense. Like you under counter, but like just to get cards out of your hand. Because with the Mihawk active, we can still very easily we still like Queen Effect's still live, more or less. Right.
And one thing to know is that we do have quite a few cards in hand still, so we're unable to use that leader ability. And this is going to be kind of scary because we're going to see a ton of cards. Oh my goodness.
Oh wow.
Wow.
That feels bad because you didn't heal, but man, does that feel good that you just KO'd an 8-cost character with that. That was that's their whole turn. I mean, they took the damage out of life because of the AK swing, and now we're gonna go 6 into life. They take it. It's a trigger, but
no, I don't think we trigger this. El Thor, okay.
El Thor, yeah. El Thor on trigger, I believe, draws you a card, or no? What is the trigger for El Thor?
As you pull it up, we're going to go ahead and swing into the Mihawk into life. He's going to go ahead and take it and passing turn. So we're currently sitting at 5 life, and we finally see that Big Mom coming down, trashing a card, which is going to be that Boa Hancock, and then countering out of it with the ulti in hand, the dual color ulti that we did mention before, the 4-cost. And so now we have a 10-cost Big Mom. You can't Yamato that huge 12K character away anytime soon.
Yeah, we do have. I think Queen has access to Red Rock. I think they have a Red Rock in hand, and they've been saving it. I think you're always saving it for this specific character, the 10-drop Mom, right? And for the record, the El Thor is simply a Gadatsu effect, KO something based on your opponent's life. So it was a trigger, but it wasn't really going to be relevant today.
Yeah. Yeah, and so we see the Red Rock, like you were mentioning, to bottom deck that 10 cost Big Mom. And do we keep swinging here?
Do we have enough cards to finally heal off of our leader?
No, I think we have 2 extra. Like we have like maybe 4 cards in hand right now.
Oh no.
Oh.
Okay, if that's true, it was 4 cards, then now our queen's live,
Oh.
right?
No, we had 5.
Oh, okay.
We had 5. So.
Oh.
No, yeah. So this is just going to be a 6K swing now, and we're going to counter out of it and pass turn.
Pass turn, not attacking with the Yamato, choosing to keep one of our characters safe. 7-drop Mom once again.
Yeah, let him heal.
Yeah, we have to let him heal because I don't think we can take the 8 afterwards. Yep, here it comes.
Yeah, this is huge. If he's able to counter out of this, it might set him in range for that leader ability finally. It just really depends what he has in his hand. I think he'd be able to do it regardless next turn.
I believe so. If you take the hit, you might be able to just do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he could counter out of it. He could block it. It is only 8K. So it just depends really if he has it or not.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what the hand is either anymore. What do we do? I still think we should have attacked with this Yamato. We need a like eventually you have to win the game. Is more my take, right?
That's fair. I'd imagine maybe he has a Yamato in hand, and so he wants to get extra value, possibly adding another, possibly.
That's fair. Okay, we are gonna block this, and we're gonna counter out just to pitch the card.
Just a pitch, yeah, and that's a brand new character too.
Yeah, it is. They are playing. What?
Yeah, they're playing a couple. I mean, John the Giant. I mean, you know what I mean. So, yeah.
What a great card.
Yeah. So we are gonna pass turn here, and he hasn't drawn yet. He hasn't started his turn just yet. At least I don't think so. I didn't see him draw a card.
I didn't quite catch it. We'll see. Oh, it's the new Garp. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's a vanilla, right?
No, it's a 2K counter on play. Draw 2 cards and place 2 cards from your hand to the bottom of the deck. So it's like it's just like some hand filtering, but it's mostly just a 2K, I imagine. Yeah,
and it's a new card, so why not play it?
Yeah, 2Ks are good.
Yeah, and
9-drop Yamato. Oh, this is too early. Oh wait, is it too early? Oh, this feels weird.
Yeah, I must have missed him drawing a card. But yeah, we did see the 9-drop Yamato coming down to getting rid of that
we'll heal 1, but now we have 5 cards between our hand and life, so we can't queen effect. So what do we do? Yeah, just go for life. You got to start sometime.
Yeah, no trigger on that. 9K with that Yamato going into life. I don't think we counter out of this, right? We just probably keep the L4, I'd imagine.
I think we keep the L4.
Yeah.
There's no point. And plus, I think even after taking 2 hits this turn, we're still at 4 life with how everything's played out.
Yeah, so passing here with 2 cards in hand. We don't have a blocker up. We do have 1 active, and we have 2 life. So, I mean, it's possible to go for game here. But no, we're going to see the 10 cost Big Mom.
Yep.
And swinging 5K into life. Do you think we see
playing another interesting card out of life there was the fish fortune teller, and we're gonna take this life too. Ooh, that's scary.
Yeah, I mean 8K into life. Maybe they possibly didn't have the counter in general, and there's no way they go for game, since we are currently at 4 life as a category player. But we're gonna try to clear board a little bit, swinging 9 into 8, and does go down.
And Red Rock,
Red Rock,
you just save Red Rocks for Big Moms. That's all you're doing in this game.
Yeah.
Now that does limit our play this turn. That was 6 Dawn, so I doubt we can play something else. But at least we'll be able to heal 1. Maybe there's a world where both pudding and Katakuri go in, and then that's gonna feel really bad. But we haven't seen a lot of the traditional trigger blockers coming out of Queen. We've only seen 1 Brûlée, if that.
Yeah, we did see the Hancock being trashed off of the 10 cost Big Mom earlier.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So that was one of the classics there.
And then just another 9K attack. Another
beige.
Was it a beige?
It was a beige. Unfortunately, no real reason to play anything or to stun anything, right?
Yeah,
but we do have that Brule on board, and it's very possible to try to go for game here if they really wanted to. If they don't have any cards in their hand, it's looking kind of scary. Obviously, we have 2 9-cost Yamatos as well as the Mihawk on board. You know, so maybe kind of feeling. Oh, it looks like we possibly have the Enel too. So
there's a lot that can be done. We're partitioning 2, 4, and then the rest. Looks like they're thinking Perospero. They have Yamato. Oh no, this is Enel. Sorry,
Enel.
Yeah.
So the Enel does come down. Obviously, that gives us rush, so we're able to attack with only 2 characters. We're unable to attack with the pudding anymore. So, yes, 7K swing into life here,
and we will block.
And
then another 8. Look at our own life. Hope it's good. We left it on top. Probably means it's good. No trigger from Queen, unfortunately. And pass turn, draw card.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm so indifferent about this because the cycle continues, right? You're able to pick off the 7 costs, and now relatively easily you just need to swing 9 into it. They block it, or they pitch 2 out of it. Then you swing again 9 into it. So
they have an Thor, but picking up the blocker, picking off. Yeah, just there's no reason not to keep going into it.
Yeah, we're gonna try to save it here.
And do we have a Yamato in hand? That'd be if we have a Yamato or a Katakuri, that would be really huge for us, I feel.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, we're gonna keep it alive. Let's see how much down we're gonna. Yeah, okay, 9 Yamato here.
Huge. And now we get to heal again because we only have 2 cards in hand or 3 cards between everything. Yes. All right.
Yeah.
And Queen, I think Queen is just in grind phase now.
Yep. Yeah, this is looking a little rough now. We'd have to see another 7 cost Yamato to possibly, and 7 cost Enel to possibly see. Oh, we do. we see the 7 cost Enel coming down, and now we're hoping that the life is nothing but duds, right?
All right, we're gonna attack 8, and if we counter out of any of these, we're fine. Or if any of these are a trigger, it is a trigger, but it's not a relevant trigger, I don't think.
No, it's not. He would have done. I think this Queen
like a Brule would have instantly hit the board. Yeah, we're gonna go 8 again.
8. Man.
Take it. Is it a trigger?
Oh, beige. The beige. The dream's over. The dream is over. And we're just gonna pass here. Not even swinging with the leader here to maybe. I mean, hopefully he doesn't counter out of it so that he can't heal. Maybe. Oh
man.
Yeah. Dang. I mean, we don't even need to attach any dom. We can just swing 9 and then.
Oh, so we're playing safe, I guess.
Yeah, we want to heal right now. We need to heal here.
Right. We have 5 cards in hand. I mean, we must have 5 cards in hand.
Beige, but unfortunately, it's not going to matter.
I don't think a beige is going to matter. Just remember which one they beige, put it to the side, and just send it. Is that El Thor? That's a 2K. Yeah, and they're just gonna call it a day. Queen takes it over or Katakuri. Wow. Sky Island Katakuri. No, is it? No, it's still Big Mom Katakuri. We didn't see anything.
Yeah, it's still Big Mom.
We saw the Enels, which are interesting, but.
Yeah, I think there probably was a turn or two there that probably the Katakuri player might have played that differently. Maybe would have waited a turn or possibly push all the aggression. I know toward the end of the game, the end of the match, we were just kind of going as fast as possible. But I think there definitely was a turn there that maybe we could have done something a little bit different.
All right, I'm here with Gilberto, who just won that matchup. How do you feel about that one?
It was a rough one.
Yeah, it was. I was sitting over there. He flipped over Katakuri, and I saw your face like, oh no.
Yeah.
Do you mind also? Can you bring this up? Yeah, there. You're perfect. All right, but and I would agree that's probably a intimidating matchup, right?
It's one of the hardest ones.
If they see their 10 drops, which they did see 2 of them, right? But you had your board set up already. You had the red rocks to answer them, luckily. And even though maybe there's dicey, you felt like you were in control for most of that match.
At first, I stole my red rock at the beginning, and I was keeping this. Then I run to Yamato.
Yeah.
So I just kept on running to my top.
Well, before that, we got another 8 drop out, right?
Yes, John Giants.
Yeah, John Giant, which we had Risu in commentary like, I don't know, maybe that's a good card. But as soon as he went ecstatic, then the chat did too. So it's just a big 8-drop vanilla, and it does work. Like it does a lot of work.
So the reason I put that one in there is instead of the Katakuri, I can heal, but then against Katakuri, it just goes down.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I can have a bigger body to go against the big mom.
Yeah.
If they decide to put it out, if I don't have my red rocks.
Yeah, and it's a 10K body, which is actually really tough to get out of. Obviously, Sakazuki can do number math to get rid of it easier than other decks, but honestly, I like the just having an 8-drop that you can cycle and still intimidating on board. I think it's not a terrible call. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, if you see them back, even with Sakazuki, you put them just back to back, they have to keep on responding to them. Yeah. Or they're gonna just wreck their board.
Yeah, for sure. And so I could be wrong. I looked through I think you might be the only Queen player here today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I there might be like 1 or 2 hiding or didn't got off on the wait list, but like it's very close to you're the only one. I think, and most people I talk to, they switch from Queen to Enel, right? Yeah. And why are you still on Queen then?
I like blue. I like just getting rid of the board, and then I get the triggers from the yellow. So it just great combination.
Definitely, and I agree with that. You do. I think blue has the best removal in the game, right?
It does.
And Sakazuki is blue and black, so that's why he gets part of that too. But I think it's a good call. I think you're probably catching a lot of people still off guard, right?
Yeah.
And you're running a lot of new cards too, which is really interesting.
Yes. Also the ulti. Yeah. I don't have to show it to my opponent, and I can just stack my board for my life if I wanted to.
Yeah.
So it's
exactly. Yeah, because it looks top 3. You draw the card, but most importantly, you get to put the other 2 back on there, right?
Or I can decide not to draw a card as well.
Yeah.
And I can just stack it.
Yeah, exactly. Because if your number math is
my 4 life total.
Yeah. So I think that's additionally a really good card. So, well, I think that's all I have for you right now. Any questions or anything else before we let you go?
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Keep it going.
Thank you.
Represent Queen. We'll be right back with round number 5. Was that round 4?
That was
round 5. We're about halfway through. Obviously, I'm exhausted myself, but we'll truck through and we'll see what's over there. So we'll be right back. I should have the leader breakdown and some other stuff. So we'll be right back.
This red purple Luffy deck is that it's only 3 life.
Yeah. Right.
So, overall, what do you think about this matchup? Sakazuki versus red purple Luffy. Who do you think how's it gonna play out?
So Sakazuki feels like one of those cards or decks. I've said it a few times where it takes them a couple cards to do what they want. Everything feels like a 2-card combo, a 3-card combo, and what that means is that kind of takes up a lot of Dawn. And that kind of like in a world where you're both 5K leaders, that's fair game. I still get to my normal attacks. It's like the Whitebeard effect, right? I can still play my game and give pressure, but then like the second you become a 6K leader, I can't do that anymore. I have to commit a Dawn just to even attack into you fundamentally. And I think that potentially could slow Sakazuki down enough to where Luffy is just going to see their top end. Too many top end pieces, Sakazuki can't answer it, and then it just takes the game from there.
Yeah, I do think this matchup is you need the experience playing against it, because we did see the pitching that Mihawk, but I actually feel like some of these bigger characters are very important in these matchups. Cards like 7-cost Borsalino to bottom deck a character, as well as apply some pressure going 8K into a 6K leader, is very crucial and very important. So let's see how it shakes up, right? So we are going to see an 8K swing going into life, and we are going to go ahead and take that no trigger there. And it looks like we're going to pass turn, leaving 2 Dawn active.
Yeah. Like no turn 1 play. Like that was my favorite play against Whitebeard. And anytime I play against the Whitebeard is just turn 2, I win first and I'm attacking for 6 or 8. I'm putting all 3 Dawn under. I'm not even going to bother establishing because I'd rather force you to take a life early, so it makes my life easier in the end. And here we're gonna Thunder Bagua out of this attack, so that explaining why we didn't quite use all our Dawn to establish board, but we now ramp a Dawn, which actually is gonna be crazy because now we'll be at 7 Dawn next turn, if I count right.
Yeah, we should be at 7 Dawn next turn, and that's actually really huge. And we are going to go ahead and drop the essentially the 4/6 Borsalino on your opponent's turn. Of course, it does gain that 1K, making it a 6K blocker, which is really good in this matchup because our Luffy leader is, of course, 6K. Now, since we are at 7 Dawn, we can now start dropping these 7-cost kids if we have it.
Hopefully we have it. It looks like we're playing. Oh, John Bart.
The bar, and this is actually even equally as good because we're able to tap 1 to ramp 1, and then we're able to use Luffy ability to ramp another one.
Oh wow, that's powerful. Like,
yeah.
Oh, and are we gonna get 2 cards out of hand?
Yes, we are. We're gonna go ahead and -1 Dawn to actually trash 2 cards at random from their opponent's hand, and it's gonna be a Hound plus the 4-cost Borsalino.
Oh man, the only way that would have gone better is if we got rid of we're going to counter out of the 6K attack. Not bad.
Yeah, I mean, we just got 3 cards out of their hand, right?
Oh, yeah. That's such a strong turn.
Yeah, this is really huge. And even though we have our Borsalino, which is at a 5K on active player, unfortunately, it's not a 6K. So, and it's still a blocker, and we need some sort of defense because that Bart is attacking next turn, without a doubt.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna go digging with our brand new, taking a Borsalino, trashing the rest. Unfortunate not being able to pick up the Lucci himself, but we should be able to recycle it if we need to. I mean, I believe we have a Rebecca eventually.
Yeah, I mean, we did end up pitching a Rebecca earlier, but we might have another one. And we do end up seeing him trashing the 10-cost Kaido, which would be really huge in this matchup, drawing an extra 4 cards since they're always going to be essentially at 2 life or less. So we are going to see a 6K swing, minusing 1 cost to that 4-cost blocker. We're going to go ahead and counter out of it with the new Zoro character, the 3-cost.
So my logic here is the second the Sakazuki player attacks with their leader and minuses the cost of one of my blockers, I'm blocking with that blocker. In no world am I going to try to give you the value. And here we go. I think we just pitched that off of leader effect, and then we're going to end the turn with a Borsalino. Okay, so I thought maybe they were going to potentially go into a combo to KO this.
Yeah. Not doing that. Maybe not seeing the removal that they needed to go into that. Or maybe they just wanted to set up more of a board presence, right?
Absolutely.
And 2 Borsalinos is pretty good. The brand new is not too bad in combination with the Hound Blaze. It's a 6K character, essentially. So it looks like and we're at 10 Dawn now. We can pretty much do anything we really need to. And it looks like he does have still a good amount of cards in his hand, possibly 6 or 7 cards in hand.
We don't have access to top end yet. I looking at the hand, no 9-drop Whitebeard. I don't think we have the kid as well. We're gonna attack. I think this is 7. Gene Bart's a 5K.
Yeah, yep. Gene Bart is a 5K, and then we are going to drop the actual Queen, tapping 5, minusing 1 Dawn, drawing 2 cards and trashing 1. Still really good because of Luffy's ability. We're able to ramp that 1 since we are currently at 9 Dawn, and set as active.
Oh, pitching a Whitebeard off of that.
Wow.
Must have drawn it off of the Queen ability itself, because I just feel like playing 9-drop on this turn would have been near ideal for the game state going forward. I'm gonna attack 7 into life.
Yeah, this is really good because it looks like we're actually going to take it here. Only dropping down to 1 life. That's a bit scary if you're the Sakazuki player. And then rounding it off with the Nami, grabbing a Radical Beam for an extra layer of protection, and we might just pass turn here. Yeah.
I think we just pass. I think we have another Red Beam in hand probably too, so we want to leave both Dawn active. And attacking with our blocker doesn't seem too viable.
Yeah, now it's getting scarier, right? Now it's getting just a little bit scary, but we're gonna definitely have to remove some of these characters very soon. We either can do that with the Hound Blaze or possibly a Lucci if he has it in his hand. So yeah, and
we do have a grip on the Sakazuki hand. So any card combos that we need to get to, we should have access to them by now. If we don't, then it might just be over for Sakazuki. We have to get rid of something. Like we can attack into this Gene Bar, get rid of it the old-fashioned way, but we need to start doing some combos to get rid of the Queen, the Law that are just kind of slowing down any kind of aggression. I mean, Luffy took the first life, but it has been at a solid 2 life since, and we just need to find a way to start getting some pressure in.
Yeah, definitely. And I do think that also we're starting to spiral just a little bit. If we really aren't able to remove at least 2 bodies from the board, I think it's looking really scary. But yeah, 7K swing into the Bard, minusing 1 cost on that Queen, making it a 4 cost now.
Maybe we're just struggling finding our Luccis. That might be one of our biggest issues too right now.
So we know he has a Radical Beam in hand. If he uses a Radical Beam right now to protect it, and you're kind of banking on the fact that your opponent doesn't have the removal for it, he also didn't lower the cost on the character itself, just on the Queen. So that might be telling something.
Yeah, I think you just, if you have the 2K in hand, we're gonna Rad Beam out. Okay.
Yeah. It doesn't look like he has a 2K in hand to do so.
Yeah, because I would have opted to bottom deck the Queen. Yeah, I would have opted to block with the Queen when I had the chance and 2K out, just to save the counter power for later turns. And we're gonna, I think we cycled with leader effect, and then we're gonna pass the turn. I don't see a world where we attack with these Borsalinos.
Yeah, unfortunate enough, they did trash a Hina off that ability to grab another Hina, is what it looked like. Happens too often with this deck. But yeah, we're able to go ahead and refresh here. We're at 10 Dawn, of course, and I'm not too sure if we have any big characters in hand still.
We did lose one of our 9 gates to pitching with Queen. We do have another Queen in hand. I imagine John Bart's going to go in for another attack, but it just doesn't feel like we have any pressure in our hand.
Yeah. A lot of people refer to this deck as a bit of a glass cannon. You can punch really hard, really fast, but over the time, are you able to find anything? I know we initially had a 9 cost Whitebeard, right? And so yeah, this is very interesting. This is very telling here exactly what Jonathan is planning on doing. Even if we were to swing pretty heavy with our characters here, I think you still get a good amount of value. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and swing 7K with Gene Bart into life. We might just block and 2K counter out of this if we have it here.
Yeah. That's exactly what we're gonna do.
Ooh, 2 cards. Yeah, we see the Mancherry as well as the Brand New coming down.
So that's another 2 cards, and so we just don't have 2Ks. So I think we're having a hard time getting our resources together as Sakazuki.
Yeah,
we're gonna play another Queen minus a Dawn, draw 2. It looks like we may have just finally drawn a kid. Wow, we're gonna pitch.
Wow. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and use leader ability, and crazy thing to know too is that this 5 cost Queen is actually a 4 cost with the leader ability, which is
yes, right,
really good. It's really good.
We're gonna attack at 7 again because it worked so well last time. I wonder if we're going into the Borsalino. I feel like I attack Borsalino here, but what is your take?
I think we kind of go for life here, and the only reason why is if we do see a 10 cost Luffy down the road and we give it unblockable.
Fair.
Diablo Jambi is a really good card. So
how many do you think they're running? How many Diablo Jambos do you think Red Purple Luffy runs? Is it like 1, 2?
I think at least 2.
Okay.
At least, yeah. So because you run the Namis, right? You're able to search anything you really need.
Absolutely.
So 10 cost, Jambe, Radical Beam. So and honestly, if I'm Jonathan here, I'm feeling pretty safe. We have 2 blockers up. We have 2 life still. So and 3 active Dom with it seems like a relatively healthy hand as well.
All right, so I believe we're cycling, and I'm not sure where the the event option went. Which character?
Yeah.
I mentioned the Queen.
Yeah. I think he pointed at the Queen here. The Great Eruption minusing 2 costs, making it a 3 cost character, and seeing another one. It looks like making it a 1 cost now. So maybe he found his Rob Lucci's.
I at this point we have to hope so.
Yeah.
Get rid of the Queen, and then maybe we attack into Jean Bart. Hope for some aggression. Oh, Moncherie.
Oh, wow.
Moncherie effect. Finally bring back. Put 2 under, and then we bring back the Lucci finally. Is that?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And this is good because we're able to find that and see that, and they're gonna have to clear the Manchery, but spending so many resources to do so is kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, this whole play has already taken 3 cards and 3 down.
Yep.
4 cards. Oh, okay. So we're trying to get rid of both blockers. We're not gonna. I think that's the goal here, and then get rid of the brand new quite easily. Yep. KO both Queen and the Law. Again, I still feel like, maybe there was at some point we should have like, been aggressive with these blockers, knowing who we're sitting across from. Get the value where you can, get the pressure where you can. Probably could have done some damage to the hand. Even just attacking with Queen would have forced a Borsellino block, and they already were looking like they didn't want to waste their hand anymore. So they could have just gotten a blocker off of that.
Yeah, and honestly, this is extremely scary. Like I'm very scared if I'm Eric here, and the only reason why I am is because we're gonna use that ability to cycle. But if Jonathan has Jambe in hand, period, I think you just win.
Oh, you think so? You don't think they have enough counter in their hand?
I mean,
15, yeah, 15 is a big number. That's fair.
15 is a big number, and he's 5 cards in hand, and we know that,
they're not really playing events or the counter events, right? So you can count up to 2Ks or pretend everything's a 2K, which we know they're running low on because they decided to pitch 2 1Ks for a 2K.
2 1Ks, correct? Yeah. Yeah, so I guess we're deciding here if he wants to let go of this Jean Bart here.
It was a 5K into the Jean Bart? Yeah, it must have been. So we were 5 cards in hand. Yeah.
I mean, I think if he protects it, and I feel like the Borsellino goes into it as well. I don't think we give our opponent an extra card.
I got you.
So, yeah, it looks like he's going to counter out of this here.
I think you should. If you found the Jambe, you kind of want the extra attacker to just kind of soften the hand even a little bit.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I guess. Yep. Yeah. We're gonna protect it with another Gene.
Yeah. Easy peasy. And then this card goes in, so you guess you saved your life. I mean, this is 8 into your. Yeah. There's no way to defend this unless you had another Rad Beam, which at that point kind of. I would, if I had Rad Beam, I'd defend the Jean Bart there as well. So, oh no, that was 9. So you would 9 cards. Yeah, I keep forgetting Borsellino. This new Borsellino's 8.
Yeah, it's really
in my head. 8 is like because it has no. It's I compare it to the secret rare Katakuri in terms of power constantly. So like the fact that they're both 8, but he's 1 cheaper just trips me up.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think Jonathan actually has the Rush Luffy in his hand right now. He has the Rush Luffy in his hand, I think is what I saw. And so he's able to swing 11K into life if he chooses to do so.
So I think Nami goes into Moncherie. That's the first thing you do.
Yeah. Yep.
First thing you do, and then that's probably going to get a Borsellino blocker. And then you attack small with the leader Luffy, and try to get them to not block with Borsellino would be the best play. And like, do you have to go for game here? I feel like you don't though. So is there like a better route? Oh no,
6K into life. 6K into life. And this is really good. This is huge. And honestly, if I'm Jonathan, I'm going all in. I'm slapping down the 5 cost Luffy, And I'm saying, look, if you have it, you have it. Just because this board is pretty big now, and and I'm also assuming too that Eric's also thinking to himself, he probably has 9-cost Whitebeard in his hand, possibly. So he's going to play maybe a bit more defensive. He can drop a couple cards, which is the reason why he 2K counter out of that attack, right?
Putting 2 to the side. Or no, that's all 10 down. Never mind. Dude, I still feel you still gotta attack the Nami into Monshuri too as well, right? Or no, you're just gonna go for it.
Oh, I would.
Oh, what?
Ooh, this is very interesting. So we're gonna see the 10 drop coming down, using the ability here to wipe all your Dawn. Yeah, this is insane. And I think he's actually looking for the Jambe here, searching top 5 for your Straw Hat card.
But you definitely attack with that Nami first then, right?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wanted the affirmation. We're good.
Yeah.
So yeah, because the Nami could have gotten a block, and that would have been huge.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. We're going to see here what exactly happens. We're going to use the ability here to ramp 1 Dawn, tapping 1, which is obviously really good. And do we have the Jambe to close this out? I don't think we do. We have a couple beams, though.
Oh, that's not.
Yeah.
Well, now, okay, so we're on big. Go 10 drop Luffy, the other blocker. Okay. I mean, now the board is small, right? I still think the Nami should still be attacking Monshuri, but we'll move on. Am I missing something? Maybe I'm missing something.
I mean, look at here. There's no way. I don't think there's any way Jonathan can really lose here. I don't think this is a turn he's going to lose. We have the 6K Lucci, and we have the 8K Borsellino, but those two have to clear plus the leader. I think this is another turn for Jonathan to try to find the Jambe or just swing super aggressive or say, hey, if you don't have 2 more blockers, it's game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and use leader ability to pitch the Hina to draw 1 card. And I mean, I guess if you're Eric here, what are you looking for? You're looking a way to bottom deck that.
Yeah, you're hoping for like Ice Age into another Borsellino.
Yeah, we'd have to swing first, but yeah, we can definitely get there. But we have to set up a blocker too, right?
Yeah.
If not,
oh man, we do, and that.
Yeah.
I don't think we get there then. I think we have to find a way to, and we have to find a way to just maybe attack into the Sluvi the old-fashioned way, set up blocker, get rid of Nami somehow. But even then, they just lose to a Jambe or again rush Luffy. This is okay. We're gonna play. Oh, we're gonna use Monshuri effect.
Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, I guess this is a pretty safe play, but I guess. Okay, so looks like
we're gonna bring back Rebecca. So Rebecca will probably bring back a Sakazuki, which is the blocker we were saying we needed. Or Rebecca probably brings back the Lucci when we play it, and then we play Lucci. No, Lucci won't do anything. We have to play like a Hina.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it is kind of crazy that Manchuri was a free swing right there. That was a free card out of trash, just because we didn't swing with that Nami. So
either Nami.
Yeah. But it looks like we're gonna go ahead and counter the 6K swing. We're gonna swing 6K into 6. We're gonna lower the cost of the 10 cost Luffy by 1, dropping it to 9. And obviously, we're most likely going to counter out of this, unless he wants to just keep it and take it.
We should. He's looking at his. Frankie, but he's like questioning it.
I mean, I think we take this. I mean, if we find a Jambe, I mean, it's just curtains.
Absolutely.
But I don't see why. I feel like you feel like you're pretty safe. I think you should take this. And maybe you'll find a 5-cost Luffy as well. We can run that whole scenario once again.
Which is that scenario only. It's actually only worse for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are we doing? We're still resolving one of the attacks, or did we get out? No, we're still resolving the Borsalino attack, I believe.
Yeah, we're just deciding here if we want to take the life or not. I mean, I do understand this is a pretty important turn here to take a life or not. So
I think they do take it. I think you're right, because if you find the unblockable card, you're good.
Yeah, that or really anything else. But yeah, we see the Rebecca coming down. It is a blocker, of course, 0 attack power, and being able to grab a Borsalino from hand to just hard play it, and that's just telling us that he didn't have a blocker in hand, right? So
yeah, that was all 10 Dawn used up. Nice.
Yeah.
How much Dawn are we at now? Luffy effect will bring us 1 Dawn higher.
I think we're at 7 Dawn right now. 4-7, yeah. That's what it looks like.
So we can go up to, we can go up to 9? No.
Yeah, we can use Luffy ability here to ramp 1, tapping 1, and then use leader ability to ramp 1 more.
We do have access to 8 Dawn this turn.
Yep. And yeah, I mean, there's so many ways I think Jonathan can take this. I do think he has a Luffy in hand as well.
Yeah. Robin would be so huge here, but we don't have it. I think that's a card that. Yeah.
And looks like I think we're gonna swing 6 here, then drop the Luffy.
Get rid of the Moncherie, please. Maybe they block. Maybe you get a card out of their hand. Or maybe they just don't get to recycle a card from grave anymore. Yeah.
I mean, even if he does end up playing it safe here, I think he's still fine. He's still at his 2 life.
He still does have 2 life. Attacking at a solid enough number will force the Borsalino block as well. So you're just gonna be looking good after that.
I think the only difference here is that Jonathan, I don't think, has another Radical Beam in hand.
Yeah.
So that's the only difference between this turn and last turn. But yeah, we're going to see a 7K swing going into life. And blocking and not countering out of it, actually. I guess interesting. Yeah, interesting play.
We're going to do the Luffy.
Swing 8K into life. Does he take it? And yes, he does.
No
Jonathan.
Way. No counter. It's all option. It's all event.
It's all events and then 3 cards that are 1K. And the top life is a John Man. If someone, I wish someone said it earlier, you know? If you would have taken that life.
That guy would have known. That guy probably knew what he was talking about if they mentioned that taking the life to see if John Blade was there was the play, but fortunately not today.
Yeah. So a red purple Luffy coming on top in this matchup against the most popular deck today at the CoreTCG One Piece Regional in LA.
Yeah, Sakazuki. I just feel like they had the wrong resources. And like you've been saying, like it's all about managing those resources correctly. And if you don't, it just doesn't really seem to go your way.
All right, hello. How you doing?
Good, and you?
I'm doing well. You're probably doing a little bit better, right? You're 5-0 so far. Honestly, a really, really close match, I think.
Yeah, it was a pretty close match. I got at that point where I was either gonna drop the 10 cost, I was hesitating to drop the 5 and just swing all out.
Yeah.
But I didn't think. In my head, I was like, oh, maybe he has enough counters to counter. So I didn't. So I hesitated. So I just went for the 10 cost Luffy, and then swung. Hopefully that Nami can give me a Diablo Jumbe, but it didn't give me it.
And I think that's honestly pretty fair because how many do you run? 2, 3? 2. Okay, and it was the top card of your life, right?
Yeah, it was.
Ironically, right?
I was baiting to get it. I was like, hopefully it is. But if I did take it and it's not, then I'll be pretty low in life, and I wouldn't be able to take it. So I ended up not taking it, just countered everything out, and that Nami with the thing, I was hoping to get it, nothing happened, but it still went out pretty good. So he didn't have enough counters to counter me out, so it's good win.
Yeah, and I think it was, again, a lot of back and forth. And, you know, in this matchup, too, you don't really build a lot of, like, tiny bodies for them to pick off, right? So you can kind of play around Sakazuki for that point. And, yeah, like, I think you have a couple ways to win. It's almost like an OTK deck,
Yeah,
right?
it is pretty much is. My best way to win, though, it's either just swinging 7 with Luffy, and well, I mean 10 cost, swing 7 and restart, and hopefully the Jambé comes out and just swing for game most of the time. That's like the best way. But you could always stall out too with like Whitebeard and a bigger board. But I think that's the best. I do play Thunder Bagua because it's just a better.
I did see that, yeah.
I love that card because you always want to take your first life, and then Thunder Bagua is so live, and it just you ramp up quick. You'll be at 9 on your turn 3.
And you really don't have anything else better to do those
couple
couple turns, right?
Yeah, there's people that play like Basil Mihawk. I don't like it because it doesn't do anything on the board after that.
Sure, yeah.
And the Thunder Bagua defends your characters on board, and you still get to ramp up. So you can.
And I like the I use like the Brokeworks one, but it's either like the 4-drop that you have to lose a card in hand, or like the 5-drop does draw you a card, but it does nothing in hand afterwards, right? So there's a lot of pluses and minuses.
Yes, it is.
So
my matchups are pretty. I like to go first in most matchups, except Sakazuki. I have to go second and just go aggro as much as possible before they can get his Rob Lucci, because he just pitched all his Rob Lucci because he couldn't use them anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So he pitched them all. So that's when I started using my Gym Bark to ramp up, and then started getting my Law. The Law helped out too. Got rid of 2 of his cards.
It did, yeah.
It was really good. I love Law too.
Yeah, it's very good, yeah. And I honestly, at like that point, I'm like, you know, when I see that Luffy, I'm like, okay, he's going to play like a 9-drop Whitebeard, right? That's the play. And so John Bart into having enough for that, like that was a really good play.
Yeah, it's a great play. My best play that I like to do when I go first is like you're gonna have Nami and then go Zoro, then John Bart. You're already at 9.
Yeah,
it's so quick, and then you just 9-beard and turn 3. It's easy.
Yes, exactly. So honestly, I think it's really good. The only thing. You should have attacked into the Manchuri. Don't forget.
Yeah. I did forget that. I did. It's that's.
You had 2 chances.
I did. Yeah. I was just caught in the moment.
You're good. You're good. But
other than that, it was a good matchup. I enjoyed it. He was really good too. He kind of did baiting me out with this big hand. I'm like, I don't know. I can't do it. But yeah, it was a good matchup.
Yeah, and in the same, I would not have assumed that. But when he laid it, there's no counter in it.
Yeah, that's when I'm like, I could have just done it. I just could have won earlier.
Yeah.
But it's a good matchup. Hopefully, keep winning. And I think the only matchup I think I might have a hard matchup will be Enel.
Yeah.
Enel was like the hardest matchup.
And there's quite a few.
I did see a couple of them. So one just lost right now to
Newgate.
Newgate. So I hope I play Newgate. I do like that matchup. It's not hard at all.
It's a weird one too, because they're both 6K leaders, 6Ks, right?
6Ks, and then Law helps a lot more.
Yeah.
Get rid of the hand. So hopefully I don't play Enel.
So. And we'll have 15 undefeateds after this round, so I'll do my best to have like the breakdown of leaders when we get it. There's still games playing and stuff, but that's the idea. We have 3 or 4 rounds. We have either 8 or 9 rounds today, so not too bad. Being 5-0 right now feels pretty good,
it's
right?
Pretty good right now so far.
So, well, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Good luck for the last couple of rounds. Maybe we'll see you in that finals chair in a couple bit.
Hopefully.
And we'll be back with round number 6 in just a couple minutes. Don't go anywhere.
I want to say I would have argued Luffy's better, but I'm not going to argue with pros. But it's just like Luffy. The most builds of purple Luffy, they don't run too much removal. The 2 key pieces of removal we'll see is probably the Poly plus the 9 starter deck Kaido, the 9-drop that KO's a character. Those are the 2 big pieces of removal. But like I see a world where Luffy just curves out properly and has a good time.
So I will say this already. Say this now that Jonathan has a pretty good hand going into this. He had the Lucci. He has 2 7-cost Borkslinos in his hand, which is actually extremely big in this matchup. If they drop 2 5-costs, those go easily down to the bottom of the deck, plus dropping an AK body on the board, which is huge. So we are going to counter out of it. I do like the counter. It gets us around the 4-cost Law in case he does have it. Ramping 1 down. We might see a 4-6 vanilla here, most likely coming down, or maybe the Miss Double Finger. And yeah, we see the 4-6 vanilla coming down, that being the Scratch Manapoo.
Oh, I see. Nice. Important to note, I believe this brand new Whiffed hit a brand new into 2 Luccis, or is one of them a Rebecca?
He actually got the Great Eruption off of that.
Oh, I got the Great Eruption.
Yeah,
okay.
Which is very good because now that that 4 cost is looking like a 2 cost right now. So if
even
we
a
can
1
go,
cost, we attack.
Yeah, so it looks like we are going to Great Eruption, most likely Hound Blaze it, to then bottom deck it. We can swing 6 and then 7K if we want to. I'm sorry, a 7K and a 5K, or a 6 and a 6. So yeah, it looks like we are going to Hound Blaze it here.
Hound Blaze it. Yeah, I think the proper play is a 6 and a 6, assuming we don't want to use this last Dawn for something else. Just getting attacks in with characters that probably are going to be inconsequential later on just feels too good.
Yeah. So 6K into life. We're going to 2K counter out of that, most likely attaching the 1 to the Sakazuki. See if we can get another 2K counter out of hand, or possibly take the life.
And a leader effect. Pitch didn't quite catch what it was, but
it looks like it was a Borsalino, the 7 cost, because he did draw into another one.
Oh no.
Yeah. So yeah, 6K, and he's actually going to counter out of this. I think Luffy wants to keep their life relatively healthy so they can ramp as well as take 1. If they pitch a card now, they're able to just grab 1. It'd be like the same thing, as taking the life.
Yeah, I agree with that. That makes sense. But we are going to take it. Oh no.
Yeah.
Did we not have the 2K to back it up? I guess we didn't. I saw page 1, but
I think he actually had the Khalifa in hand. Yeah, Khalifa in the very back there, as you can see. So he could have pitched it, but I guess maybe just wanted to keep his hand, I guess, healthy, I guess.
Healthy, yeah. But I kind of agree with you. It ends up being the same thing, but you could have ramped
right
on. So I see I agree with your logic.
Yeah.
But we are at what, 6 Dawn now? We're gonna debating if we're gonna empty swing or not.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people like to go for this brand new here just because it is kind of an issue when they have multiple Hound Blazes. But no, we're going to go for straight into life. He's actually going to take it, choosing not to drop the 2K counter from hand, and tapping 5 for a Magellan.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How do you feel like Magellan is? I mean, we already saw 1 Hound Blaze. We know. I mean, I guess Sakazuki just has too many clean answers for Magellan, right? Sure, we set Sakazuki back 1, but I think we're okay with it because the second.
I think this is actually really good. This is actually a really good play coming from the purple Luffy player, just because when we do see an 8 Dawn turn, which we should have been, but unfortunately with this Magellan, we're now going to be at a 7 Dawn next turn. Because we are at 4, 5, 7 Dawn next turn. We have to swing with lead and then play Borsalino to get that ability, because we have to think a turn ahead, right?
Yeah.
So if we didn't have that and we had the 8, we could use Great Eruption, then use the ability to drop it. So the reason why that matters is that if he has next turn a 5, 6 blocker, that's a free block. So yeah, this is
very interesting. Definitely deep. Go deep, bro. Like you're like this one play like accounts for like 2 or 3 turn plays in the future. Like that's
I mean I think this is the thing with Sakazuki that's so big, and we are gonna see the -1 from the leader swing, a -2, making it a 2 cost now. And I'm assuming we see the Hound Blaze to probably bottom deck that.
We do.
Wow.
Yeah. So bottom deck it.
Yeah. This is pretty huge. Not being able to get value off of that KO ability to -2 Dawn, and
not getting rid of the brand new is kind of gonna bite him in the butt here, because now this brand new is gonna demand another attack. And it's going to be at 7 now. Oh, it's going to be 8. He's going all the way 8.
Yeah, it should be an 8K swing here, and yeah, he does end up taking it and passing turn.
Wow.
See, I feel like with Sakazuki, we got to get rid of these small bodies, because you never know when they're going to Hound Blaze you and start swinging big. So
definitely should have just gotten rid of it last turn. And you did just give Sakazuki an extra card to combo. Probably should have just gone for the brand new, but we'll see. We have 7 Dawn now, right? Because we -1 from we ramped 1 and then -1.
Yeah, 7 Dawn turn. I mean, we have We should have a good amount of plays here. We have the 7-cost kid. Looks like he also has a law in hand as well as a queen. So we might see the queen coming down. And this is kind of just going based off I was saying last turn about now that he's going to get a free block with that Sakazuki, right? Because if he goes 5, swing 7 here, following turn, he's going to be at 7 Dawn. Borsalino is a 7-cost character. That bottom deck's a 4-cost character. So he's going to have to swing first in order to -1, right?
Yeah. All right. And then Luffy goes into life once more, it looks like. Yep.
Yeah.
Just not. I mean, we already went through 2 Helm Blazes, so there's a good chance this brand new doesn't go in for a 3rd attack. But if it does, that's gonna be so devastating. Like the amount of cards this brand new has netted the Sakazuki if we get the 3rd Helm Blaze is a little ridiculous.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna probably see the 7-cost coming down.
We do have Helm Blaze in hand, but I don't think we have any more ways to reduce beyond that. So I think you're right. I think we'll just see the 7 drop.
Yep, 5K swing. We get the free block, and
yeah, absolutely, just block.
Yep. Now we see the one of 2 in hand. Borsalino coming down.
We do even have a 3rd Helm Blaze in hand, so we found all 3 of our Helm Blazes already.
Yeah,
but our hand size is getting low. Only 4 cards in hand. It's just gonna come down to what the draws end up being for Sakazuki in life, or off the top of the deck. Because now, what is Luffy gonna do? We're gonna see potentially this queen, because they're not seeing their top end either. They're struggling to try to get their bigger cards down on the board.
Yeah, they definitely are. I mean, I guess that's one of the bigger issues with Purple Luffy is that sometimes they see the pieces, sometimes they just don't. That's just kind of how it is. So I think they're swinging 5 into life. It's going to go ahead and take it, tapping 5 for that queen, using the ability here to return 1 Dawn to draw 2, trash 1, and then most likely going to drop the 4-cost Luffy. 4-cost Law as just another layer of protection.
Yeah, I think we're gonna pitch 4-cost Law as well, because I think we have 3 of those in our hand now, which is probably a little too much.
Yeah, I mean 2. All right, 3. Okay, I guess not.
We can get rid of 1 at 3.
Yeah.
Oh, but we might be getting rid of a page 1. We have. I know it's like a Frankie, 2 laws. We gotta pitch 1 card for the queen. What are we doing? There we go. We'll pick the page 1.
4-cost laws, what it looks like, and then passing turn. And honestly, I think we're going to see another Borsalino coming down. Now being able to swing 6K with the leader, and he just drew into his 4th Borsalino in his hand right now. That's honestly kind of a lot. I mean, most players we see 2 to 3 Borsalinos in their deck, but Jonathan taking full advantage of this card because knowing how good it is, because honestly, it's a really good card.
Yeah, I mean, Oh, we played a page. Is this actually a page 1? The glare is a little difficult, but this is the set 1, page 1. We have it on the screen for you guys now. So very interesting. Not a card we see too often.
Yeah, I guess just having some utility with that ulti ability to being able to play that page 1 or the 4/6 vanilla page 1.
Being able to attack active characters. Do you think that's gonna come up? Like being able to attack any blockers that may or may not come up. Attack into a brand new that hasn't swung.
I don't think it's gonna come up too much in this matchup, honestly.
Another target for ulti, I guess. Your 2K counter is nice. Is a big thing.
Yep, definitely.
Setting up our Dawn. I think we're at 9 Dawn now after everything's said and done.
Yeah, so I think just setting up his Dawn here, I think I definitely see the 7-cost coming down. He could also just get rid of the page 1 without, he can have a bigger swing. But 8K swing going into life.
I just block. I don't know.
I mean, it's hard because you want to block, but at the same time, you want to have some sort of pressure for the following turn. So you have to hope and assume that your opponent's gonna let it live, but it does go down. So now he gets the free 7 cost. It doesn't have to do anything really, so we can apply even more pressure as well as dropping the Borsalino to remove the page 1.
Yeah, it just feels like Sakazuki is running away. We're gonna attack with this brand new for a 3rd time.
Yeah, I mean
the amount of damage this one card has done, and then we're gonna Borsalino. We're gonna attack life with our leader one more time.
Yeah.
What do we do? Okay, we give the page 1 the -1. Not that it's gonna matter too much if the play we're thinking is correct. And 7. We're gonna do 7 into the Borsalino, bottom deck the page 1, and now I think the game has just gotten away from us at this point.
Yeah. I mean, we have 2 AK bodies and the menacing brand new on board. So
brand new is so dominant.
Yeah, I mean, you choose to ignore the brand new will swing. Okay.
Yeah,
that's happening. So I think we have to. There's just too much board presence right now. I don't think there's a way we can clear this Borsalino. I think we're trying to race to end the game, but
that doesn't feel good either, right?
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't, because you'd be then banking on having your character survive the following turn as well as surviving on top of the fact that hoping they don't have any Borsalino blockers next turn.
Maybe. I mean, we gotta attack into the brand new. I really hope they do, but I don't. At this point, you're right. I think at this point, it's too far gone. You have to attack.
Yeah, you have to. I mean,
how many cards do they have in hand? I think it's still under. It's surely under 7 still, right?
Yeah,
the law is just never going to be relevant.
No, it's not, and that's the argument with the 4-cost law. It's really great in some matches, and others, does your opponent play around it or not?
And we're finally going to take out this brand new.
Oh, it finally goes down, and we might see the 9-cost coming down. No, law and page 1.
Law and page 1. Oh, just trying to establish some form of aggression.
Yeah.
Maybe try to go for game next turn. We have seen Sakazuki hands just kind of peter out of counter and just be filled with events, but not this time. We're seeing double Borsalino.
Houndblaze in hand.
We do have Houndblaze and Bartolomeo, not Borsalino. And then I think that's a Lucci. I think we have a Lucci in hand and a Rebecca. So we have so much defense, honestly.
Yeah, we have the defense as well as the offense, and now we see the Hina coming down. So we can go Hina, lower the cost. We can go Houndblaze to bottom deck it, swing aggressive, swing with the rest. I mean, yeah, this is definitely getting unreachable at this point.
And if that is Rebecca in hand, I think we just play the Rebecca and do the little Rebecca shuffle, right? Bring back a Lucci, play the Hina, and then use 6 Dawn to do whatever else it is we need to do, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but funny enough, though, it does seem like it does pay off getting rid of that brand new, because then the brand new could have also swung again this turn with that Houndblaze.
Well, now Suru might go in.
No, that'd be just a little too much. But yeah, we're gonna get rid of that blocker law, giving plus 3K to that leader.
Okay, that makes sense. Make all these attacks big, and then how do we end the turn? We're gonna attack with Borsalino 7, and okay, we're gonna bolo breath, or was blast breath.
Blast breath. Yeah, we're gonna blast breath it, and then we're gonna go ahead and swing 8K into life. He's gonna go ahead and take it and swing 9K into life, and most likely gonna round off the turn by playing a blocker. You can play Rebecca, grab a 2K from trash, add it to hand.
I think you just, and then with 3 cards in hand, oh man.
Boar, so that's even worse.
Even better, yeah.
That to me just kind of says checkmate. If you have the 9-cost Kaido, which Purple Luffy does, that's a character you cannot get rid of this turn by any sort of ability. So
yeah, that kind of seals the deal. We're looking, maybe there's a world where we We play 10-drop Luffy. Go. You attack with your page 1, you attack with leader, and then hopefully they take one of those hits or block one of those hits and then take the other one. There's just no way. There's just no. I'm hoping.
Yeah. No, I think in this scenario, 10 cost Luffy would be more of a win more card.
We did drop 9 drop. We did draw into the 9-drop Kaido though. But just the Borsalino was the correct, the Borsalino was just the correct play at the end here, and it's just not gonna. We're just not gonna be able to get over anything.
So we're baiting here the 6K swing. Oh nope, yep, 2K counter coming off of that. We're hoping to see maybe he could play that that Kaido, but unfortunately, no. We're gonna see a 6K swing going into life. Another 2K counter, and playing the Kaido, popping the Hina, and I think we're just,
just playing the charades.
Yeah, we gotta
attack into Borsalino. We're not locked with Borsalino, and 18 to face.
Yeah. I mean,
is the play.
Yeah, he might do the 10K swing Sura.
Suru? Oh yeah, actually no.
We might actually hold on.
No,
okay.
That's unfortunate.
Right. But Jonathan does take that with Sakazuki. I definitely. I mean, to me, that matchup seemed pretty one-sided.
That was very one-sided. Yeah.
So, we did see the Luffy player kind of struggle to see some of the bigger pieces toward the late game.
The pieces that could dodge all the removal, because he had to go into double Borsalino, 7-drop Borsalino, into 3 Hound Blazes, and with all the removal available, or not removal, but cost reduction available to Sakazuki. So we just saw a clean hand from Sakazuki, and Luffy not being able to play around it with what they were given.
All right. I am here with Jonathan, who's losing his voice a little bit, so
sorry guys.
Sorry if I'm talking a little bit more for him, but you're currently 6-0.
Yep.
You're playing Sakazuki.
Yeah.
Because you like to win.
Yep.
Obviously.
Yep.
And I do have a quick trivia question. How many Sakazukis went undefeated into this round?
I honestly don't know. I couldn't tell you.
2.
Okay.
Yeah, so only 2. So you are maybe the only undefeated Sakazuki left after this.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah,
I'll try to represent as best I can.
Yeah, as best you can. I'm sure it was the most popular deck leader for this event, which I don't think is a surprise to anyone.
Of course.
But why did you bring this leader besides wanting to win? And what would we say the techs or the interesting choices that you made to make it unique for you?
No, yeah, for sure. Sakazuki, well, I always wanted black to top.
Yeah.
For the longest time, we always tried our best to Smoker, Lucci. I think even Garp at one point was trying to make a run for it, but unfortunately just couldn't do it. But mostly just the ability that he does to be able to recycle your hand was one of the biggest downfalls for black a lot of times.
Yeah, because you'd have so many non-counter cards in your hand just stuck. Yeah.
Exactly, and the fact that you mix it with bottom decking with blue, it allows you to do what you think Navy's gonna do.
Yeah.
It's not gonna just KO. It's gonna put somebody like an Elpal down.
Yeah,
I like to put it with the blue. So that's one thing. What I did kind of unique to it is that a lot of the KO cards I kind of stepped away other than Lucci.
Yeah.
And then added a lot of just bottom decking, and even for the mirror match when I went against one, 10-drop Kaido.
10-drop Kaido for sure.
I think that's a must play, just because if you can set up well enough and drop him, that recycles your whole hand, especially if you just try to use a lot of resources to bottom deck one of the bigger characters.
Yeah, and I think that was the card that I thought was maybe too much of a win more. If you could play it, you're winning anyways. But talking to you and a lot of other players and just seeing the matchups, it's really good against Enel, because they'll probably try to just rob you of hand size and they can't get rid of that card. And in the mirror match too, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Especially just because even when both are going at it, really I think it's really hard because both of you are going down so much on your resources and stuff, and then. Once you're able to just, like I said, set it up to where you're comfortable dropping the Kaido, even if they do try to bottom deck it, or they bottom deck, let's say, a Mihawk or something, they use a lot of already the resources there to get it out.
Yeah.
Then you get that, and then you just recycle all of them.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Even if you were to say, let's say you only get 2 or 3 extra 2K out of it, you still have Hellhound, Lucci, Rebecca, Sabo, all that stuff that can actually help you to win in the late game.
For sure. Yeah.
And I think Kaido is a must. I think, for instance, I run Mihawk and Ice Age. I think both those cards are very skilled to this, mostly because Mihawk is a great body, 9.
It is.
9 for 9. And can bottom deck almost anybody's not at a range.
Yep.
And Ice Age, even though sometimes let's say you use it on a 4 cost, that gets him completely out of the way and they have to use very little resources for it a lot. So I think those are something that I think everyone should be running or at least try them out.
Definitely.
Sure.
And I appreciate you talking. I know that your voice is hurting, so I won't keep you much longer. But that was the end of round 6. We have 2 or 3 rounds left. We have, I think, 7 undefeateds going to this next one. I'll update the graphic with the undefeateds left. We have at least 1 Sakazuki, and we'll see what else looks like. And, yeah, we're going to take our quick break. We'll be back with round number 7. We'll be right back.
Yeah, and honestly, I do think with this matchup, this mirror, I think it's very different than it would be for Katakuri mirror. I feel like a lot of people would say, oh, Katakuri mirror, you just need to see 10 cost Big Mom back to back, who sees more, who wins. I think Enel's very, very different. I think it takes a little bit more, a little bit more brain power to get this this matchup going. Obviously, we need to see our 9 cost Yamatos. But yeah, we'll see exactly the different builds that these 2 players are running as well. So that's very crucial.
And what do you think about? So for me, like when I first started building Enel, I wanted to really try Olin, and everyone I talked to about Enel is like, no, don't play Olin. It's a bait. That card just feels so that card feels so cool to me, man. Like I feel like you could recycle it with the A-drop Katakuri, and then I don't know, you start playing, maybe you just start playing like the homies and just
yeah. I mean, look at once again, opposite side of the spectrum. I think the 7 cost Enel is bait. Yeah, I mean, I just feel like it is a really great card. The first time we see Rush, right, 7k power. But I just, I do like the option that 7 cost Big Mom gives. It's a little bit stronger, and it looks like we're gonna be starving each other right now. So
no one attacking.
No one attacking just yet. This is the first time Justin can actually attack, and he is actually going to attack, taking the first life here. And are we gonna see a 4-drop coming down? And it looks like we might see that Ohm coming down.
Yeah, I think we are going to see the Ohm. And do we have the dog to go with it? That's the real question. Looks like we didn't find it off the top, so we're just going to reorder our bottom a little bit. Do we get to play it? Oh, we do have the dog. Nice. The next turn we got 3 attacks coming in.
Yeah.
But Kadachi will be able to answer. Yep. Right on curve. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably why we didn't see him swing in the first, just because in case he plays a 4 cost, we're able to remove that. And yeah, he does end up taking it, and no trigger and passing turn. Now, I think by the end of this, each player is going to have a very large amount of cards in their hand, an abundance of cards. So yeah, I mean, we're gonna go ahead and see. We see the 200 million volt. We see a 9 cost Yamato in hand, as well as a Shiroshi. But we're gonna swing 5k into life, and it looks like we're just gonna go ahead and take it. And we see the Shiroshi coming down.
Wow.
This card is so good in this deck. Drawing 3 cards, trashing 2, being able to recycle with the 8 cost Katakuri. What more can you ask for?
Yeah, I've always, I don't know, like I've always
not a fan.
Okay, so like it's not a draw 3, right? Like at the end of it's some solid hand filtering is how I feel about Shirohoshi, right? Like it's good hand filtering. It's a nice like you said, a 8-drop Katakuri target, but like it could have just been Ashura, that's like, I think that's what I compare it to now, especially in the Enel deck. I'm like, like, because like it also just kind of feels bad if it's in your hand, like Jackie, right? Like you're never really gonna play the Shirohoshi. And I'm just gonna. Never mind.
Never mind.
Never mind.
I'm telling you, it's a good card. It's a good card. Drawing 3, you're able to cycle some of these cards that are kind of dead in your hand, to see a little bit more. But it looks like Jackie might have a little bit of a hard time seeing what to pitch, because at the end of the the mid to late game, we have so many good cards in our hand that sometimes we don't want to pitch any. I think they got 3 Yamatos in their hand.
Yeah, they have 3 Yamatos, and they're running the risk because not getting like you need to see them, but you also don't want to pitch them. And on a side note, to your point, the thing that makes Shirahoshi good, I guess, in particular in Enel is Enel has some bombs, right? They play the 9-drop Yamato, and then they play the 8-drop Katakuri as like their biggest win conditions for like keeping themselves in the game or like answering the board or what have you. But they're not searchable. Like most people, even if you're playing the Big Mom version, I don't think you're playing pudding in those versions because you're trying to fit in some of the skyline and stuff at least. So Shirahoshi is just a way to help you dig to your big pieces because you can very easily lose without ever seeing your top end in it now.
Yeah, that is true. Now we are currently sitting at our 7 Dawn turn. I mean, are we about to find out? Are we going to drop a 7 cost Rush Enel, or are we going to drop a 7 cost Big Mom? But we're going to swing 6K into life. I think we want to just take this life. Hopefully, we want to get down to 1 life, I think, here. But we see another trigger.
Oh, Shirahoshi once again.
Yeah, Shirahoshi. Yeah, drawing 3, trashing 2, or picking up 3 cards, right? Picking up 3 cards and trashing 2. I mean, yeah, this is a fantastic trigger. Just played it. And actually, Jackie has a 7 cost Enel in hand, too. So, and it looks like we might end up pitching it.
I think we're gonna pitch it just to have some counter in hand. I think we might even pitch from the bird's eye view. It feels like the Enel and the Yamato look so similar. We actually got rid of exactly that. I think an Thunderbolt and the Enel. It looks like.
Yeah, it was either a Thunderbolt or a 200 million volt.
One of them. And then we're gonna take the second hit. So we're the first of 0 life. Tap 2 for our own Ohm. Or do we find? Oh, we do find the dog, and we just play the dog off of the search.
Yeah, we will never know if he has a dog in his hand. So
and that's a better play to write for like. He did have the dog in it.
Yep. Yeah, and I actually like this play going really wide here. Unfortunately, we don't have 9 cost Yamato live yet because we are currently at 8 Dawn. So we are going to have to wait 1 more turn. I think we need to kind of go for board here, get rid of that Gedatsu, try to relieve some pressure here. But if he has an 8 cost Katakuri, maybe he might want to do that just instead and swing 5K, I guess, into life. That doesn't sound good though either because then they have access to 9 cost Yamato.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't know. I don't know what the right play is. I mean, your board is safe to Yamato. Your board is safe to any kind of removal. So your board's sticking as well.
Yeah, I think the play is to honestly go for board, and I think we're gonna swing 6K into the Gedatsu. We don't have enough Dawn to play the Yamato, so. I mean, it all depends on what 7 or 8 costs we have in hand.
Now it just feels bad that we pitched the Enel, right?
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean,
that would have been a solid play here. Yeah,
yeah, it would have been a solid play. I agree. Yeah, but we do have the 8 cost Katakuri. So
okay. If we have 8 cost Katakuri, then we can recycle Shirahoshi. But then we just don't attack this Gedatsu, and that also feels bad.
Yeah, and I don't think we attack life either to get them the free recovery off Yamato. I mean, obviously we're assuming that they have the 9 costs, but
if they do take the life, then Yamato doesn't KO your own holy, which is good.
It will if you end up doing the 8 cost Katakuri back to your life.
Oh snap! Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So yeah, we are going to see a 5K swing going into life here, and I think we probably just take it. We want to go down to 1. Yep. Getting down to 1.
It's a trigger, looks like.
Thunderbolt, most likely, I'd imagine. And
wait.
Taking a second to think about it is all he probably is doing right now. Yeah, it might be also a character, thinking of what to replace, maybe. He's got a lot of good characters on board, and it looks like it's a character. It's Sanji.
Yeah. Getting rid of Shirahoshi. What card do we pitch? We're gonna pitch another Sanji. Yeah. I think that's correct. I think you're okay with Katakuring a Sanji back instead of a Shirahoshi.
Yeah.
And I mean, after this turn, you're going to be on 9 Dawn. You want to be playing Yamato anyway. You want to be playing a couple other things instead of Katakuri, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, now it is currently Justin's turn now, and we've got a board now. You know, we've had we definitely got a lot of characters, and we're even able to play the 9-cost Yamato, but unfortunately we're gonna have to attack or let one of these 3-cost characters die. Kind of rough, honestly.
Yeah, I think my play would be to attack with one of these holies and hope they don't take it. Like just kind of bait a 1k counter. If they do that, then you can play your Yamato, KO their holy. But it would just feel so bad to not get at least a little bit of value out of a holy first. Oh, but we're not going Yamato at all, or at least we're not considering it.
Possibly not. Yeah, we might be actually swinging here heavy. I mean, we do have currently 4 5k characters on board, and then a 6k.
We are going to attack with the holy, and we do counter out. So now if we do have the 9-drop Yamato, we will be able to answer their holy, but we instead go for a second attack.
Yeah, second 5k attack. I think he's probably just gonna take it here, because you are right. If we go 9-cost Yamato, you're able to still remove the holy off the board.
So we're still waiting for the second holy to resolve. Just probably debating, do we take it? Or
I think it's a little bit of fear too, is that if this opponent goes all in this turn, I mean, it's possible you can cheat out a win sometimes like that.
Yeah, that's true. And we are doing hand size damage. Like another 5. So we are gonna take it this time. Shirahoshi.
Yeah.
3 cards.
Yeah, this is pretty interesting just because if we do see the 9-cost come down, he would have had more value to get rid of the holy. Now he can't, since we are at 1 life each. So
Thunderbolt and another Enel once again.
It looks like it, yeah. And
I feel like this board state would have been slightly different had we had Enel, which is unfortunate. All right.
5k swing going into life, and we still, of course, have a healthy hand. I think we have to actually counter out of this. I think if we go down to 0 life, it's not too bad, but yeah, we see the 1k counter, and now we have a 6k swing going into life, possibly.
We're gonna do 6. Are we gonna shovel? We can take and recycle, loop our draw 1, trash 1, basically.
Yeah, and I do want to mention we've trashed a lot of cards from our hand. We've dumped a good amount of cards so far.
We've played 3 Shirahoshis on Jackie's side.
Yeah,
that's a lot of cards.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's no way he could go for game anymore since he does only have 1 character up. But
that's tough. I think you just take it, and then if they go all 9 Dawn under Ohm, I think you're still okay with that because you do have the Yamato to back it up. But
yeah, I mean, there's Yamato. There's also the 7-cost Enel, like you were mentioning. He could drop the 7-cost Enel to then attach 2, swing 9k into life. So yeah, it looks like
we're gonna take it.
I mean, I think it's 2 1ks out of his hand, or we take this. I think we have to take this.
Oh man, there we go. It's happening.
Yes. Oh yes. Oh, we see a Satori coming out of life, debating. I think if he wants to use the trigger ability to throw down another 5k character.
Another 5k character. What does that accomplish for you? I guess I should say. Another attacker is huge. And if you have, is there a world where you would just attack that gives you enough attacks to theoretically go for game depending on hand size. I'm just haven't been able to track Justin's hand size quite too much.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if Justin actually has these 7 costs now, but yeah, I mean, this is very telling. And the issue with playing the Satori as well is that we lose a 2K counter out of hand. I mean, and it doesn't look like Jackie has many 2K counters. Using leader ability to recover one, pitching the 200 million volt, and not using the Satori. And
Satori. Oh, and we're gonna attack 7 with yeah, I mean that's why we kept the Satori in hand at this point, right? We could use it for counter.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna drop the Satori here, and then drop the Sanji in hand, and then on the following turn probably drop a Yamato. Oh, is he gonna take it actually?
Oh, if he takes it and it's a 7-drop Enel, we attack for 8, and that might just be game there.
Yeah, I mean, it is important that Justin does have 8 Dawn up, so we could see another 8 cost Katakuri to possibly put back his 8 cost Katakuri, or maybe, yeah, I'd imagine that's probably what the play is.
Or Sanji even, maybe? Put back your own Sanji?
Yeah. I guess the only issue is that you want to keep your board healthy, so that the following turn you go to the offensive once again. And it looks like we might end up doing that, replacing that to throw the 8 cost Katakuri to put back Katakuri at the bottom of the life.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So now it's going to be
off Yamato. That's so huge.
Yeah, it turns off Yamato. He's able to remove a holy now, which is somewhat relevant, right? Because it's a 5K body. But we still have we have the Sanji, Gadatsu, plus leader, and the 8 cost Katakuri to try to go for game the following turn.
Oh, and we're gonna attack into Sanji with our own holy. 1K out.
Yeah.
6 cards in hand.
Yeah, he's trying to get as many cards.
He's 5 cards in hand.
Yeah, he's trying to get as many cards off the board so that he doesn't lose, as well as for the following turn, right? So 6K into the Sanji. Yeah, I think it's the safe bet as a Sanji, not the Gadatsu.
Yeah, and get the 2K out of hand, make the hand a little weaker. You definitely counter out if you have the 2K. If it's 2 1Ks, then maybe you give up the Sanji, but
yeah, and this is the main reason why we're going for the Sanji over the Holy, so that when we do play the 9 cost Yamato, we're able to KO the Holy.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, there's the 2K. It's a page, and then
Katakuri.
Gonna Katakuri the Katakuri.
Yeah, opting not to use the Yamato. It feels like maybe a little too early. They want to get full value off of that ability to recover 1.
This play also leaves 1 Dawn up for the Elthor in hand, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, they do have Elthor. Nice.
Yeah.
So this board, this board is still Justin favored. We have so many attackers, and we're just gonna holy into holy.
Yep, it does. The holy does end up going down. I don't think Jackie has much counter at all, other than that L4.
Yeah, the Yamatos have been kind of clogging up the hand, pretty unfortunately.
Yeah, finding the nice balance, but we are most likely going to swing a 7K swing, possibly with that leader, or a 6K with that to get out to.
We could.
Oh,
there's no point
7K.
in yeah. I think like our best play is probably if we have another another Sanji, another smaller character to play, just advance our board by one more attacker of some kind, and then but we get to see Shura. Nice. Advancing our board by 1 more character is probably a small character, like another Holy or another Ohm would be perfect, and then using the rest of the Dawn just to attack for slightly higher numbers. Probably our best move from Justin.
Grabbing another Elthor, adding it to hand.
Putting Holy to the bottom of that stack, that's sad.
Yeah, I mean that's one sad dog for sure.
Well,
So
if we see another Ohm, you never know. Maybe that's
yeah, of course, yeah. But honestly, at this point of the game, I'm not sure if we have time for that. I think we need to start. We need to like chain drop 9 cost, 8 cost characters.
Yeah, we need to drop them, and we're gonna go for another 5 at life. So we could take back the Katakuri and filter our hand.
Honestly, this is very, very scary here for Jackie. I think swinging the 5Ks that initially I wasn't much of a believer, but just kind of picking off these 2Ks out of hand.
It's getting the work done. And I mean, we have board advantage. We're not too afraid of like, oh, and there goes the Ohm.
Yeah, there goes the
dang.
Yeah, we can't go for game anymore since we only have 2 characters to attack with, and I don't think he has the Enel. So we're swinging 5K into life here. Most likely we'll take this, recover the 1, and
it's an interesting choice to choose to attack for 7 with Ohm, but then attack 5 with your leader. I feel like maybe that's better split up between. I mean, yeah, because it all depends. I always feel it's weird going down on your attack numbers, you know.
Yeah, I mean, something to, kind of important to note, I believe Justin actually did win the last core regional back in November.
Oh, wow.
Which is pretty huge. Yep, winning the last core regional, yeah, very big. So
was that with Katakuri? I believe that was yes, I believe that was I believe with Katakuri was it. So,
yeah, so
seasoned
on the yellow
player.
train. Yeah, seasoned yellow player. This man knows how to run those triggers. So yeah, I mean, this is I think we're still debating here whether we want to use the L4 to counter out of this attack.
This is the 5K leader attack. That would feel so bad.
Yeah, that'd be pretty rough.
I think we take it. I think we have to take it. It's not worth countering out because we want to filter the hand. We want to filter our hand, which I think is fine. And then we heal 1 anyway. And then what could they? Oh, okay. We chose to counter out with Amazon.
Yeah, finally seeing the another ACOS Katakuri. So now we have double ACOS Katakuri in life.
and without attacking with Gadatsu. Once again, just making the Yamatos not worth it. Which again, I feel like maybe we like I feel like we should have taken that attack, right? That attack would have been a Katakuri in hand, which lets us respond to the board a little cleaner. And we would have healed up anyway. And now, or we like the Yamato would have also been like some value as well. And we've been sitting on Yamato all game. But getting rid of a Ohm feels good. Not getting the heal feels bad, but we have plenty of Yamatos in hand to back it up anyway.
Yeah, this isn't too bad here. We have the Yamato out, but we obviously still have the 6 cost, the 5K. I mean, we've got a plenty of bodies, and we know that the Jackie's life has no triggers, right? So there's nothing really to be to worry. Yeah, exactly. No surprises here. So yeah, we're gonna start things off here with the 5K swing, and I think he's actually gonna take this. And oh no, actually, we're gonna counter out of it with the Sanji.
Interesting. 3 cards in hand. You have to deal 4 hits, and you know that there's no blocker in security or in life. We are going to finally take a Katakuri to hand. We are going to. What do we do?
Yeah, it looks like we're debating to swing 7K into lead here, and I think this is pretty safe. He could use L4.
I think this looked like 2 down, but I could be miscounting. 1, 2, 3. No, it was
I think
one. It was 7.
It's 1, yeah. So we see the L4, and I think now we just, I'm gonna swing 7K into life here. He's gonna take it. Doesn't have an option. And recovering 1 to probably trash a Katakuri from his hand. most likely, because we do now have 2.
We don't have time to play 2 for sure.
Yeah, and Justin's just kind of running away with this right now. So
having 2 attackers it's just been so advantageous. Like these Shirahoshis have been just they got played and that was it. They just have not really generated anything in terms of getting your opponent's hand size down. One taking the life, it's a trigger. Sure, here we go. And we still have enough room to get Enel, and we're gonna get an Amazon.
Yeah, we still have 8 down here, so we are gonna. Oh, so we're gonna see the Enel coming down.
Can we get out? 2K
yes.
and the 1K with the Amazon. Yep, that's enough. So we got to get out of this. And I don't. Do we have? We have a Yamato. We have 2 Shuras and our leader attack. That's just no way. That's enough.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think there's a way out of this, and we're still going for board here. I don't think, honestly, I don't think there's any way we can outlast this by going for board.
I think this turn had to be it, but even then, like having to do 4 attacks is not really possible with the board state.
And Justin only has 2 cards in hand. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. It's just stacked board with only 2 cards in hand. And so,
is there a world where we could make all these attackers and drain our opponent? We know one's a Katakuri. Surely the rest are something to. No, these Shirahoshis being 0 is just too much. And then Shura's only 2K or 2K power too, so it's just not. It's just not worth it.
Yeah, and so we're probably gonna try to get rid of this this Katakuri or possibly a Enel. I mean. Yeah.
Right, get rid of Katakuri.
10K into the Katakuri. It does go down. And we see another A-cost Katakuri to put Shura back into life here.
And we're going to pass turn. Resetting our health is quite good.
Yeah, it's quite good. Unfortunately, we don't really have 2. I mean, we're just kind of hoping, right? We're hoping that the...
We're hoping that the numbers just work out in our favor, but I don't think they will.
Yeah, and I think we're going for game here. I don't think there's no blockers up, so yeah. I mean, even if they survive this turn,
and we have, God, we have 5 attackers, and we have to land 3 of them, which some of them are going to be kind of free. Attacking for 7 first feels right. Play the Shirahoshi. I mean, your deck. These Shirahoshis have drawn so many cards. I wonder if it would be better. Would you have put the Shura back or the Shirahoshi? What do you think is the better? Just drawing 3.
I think the drawing 3 trashing 2 because at least you have a choice, right? And it could be
right. Anything. Yeah, and we're gonna outthrow it at that first one. So. 1 no, and then the 5K is going to go through.
Yeah, there's no way he has actually counted for that. I don't think there's any way. So
yeah.
Oh wait, hold on. Oh
no, we're playing some hand.
Yeah, I mean, look at the hand gestures. I'm not too sure where you're going to go about it, but having 3 attackers still on the board, 2, and then plus that leader is kind of good. And we have the 2K counter. We have Satori out.
All right,
but I mean. That still doesn't really help us. We just swing 5K into life.
Yep, Shirahoshi, 3 cards. And
yeah, I mean, I'm not too sure exactly.
And like it's gotta be
there's nothing. I don't think there's.
Is it so? Did we miss out on the leader effect? No, right?
No. Whatever they grab, they're gonna have to pitch, right? So, yep. Whatever they grab, pitch ability. This has to be a Sanji or maybe
Sanji's not good enough. It has to be beige or brulee, right? Because Sanji, you don't have the card to pitch.
Oh, you're right. Yep.
And he's just gonna give it up.
Yeah. Not even letting us know what it was.
Man.
Yeah, I mean, hey, Justin doing his thing once again.
Jackie did make it close though. Like Justin had the end. Like Justin only had 1 or 2 cards in hand. Had we?
All right, I'm here with Justin, who it's not your first time here in this technical seat. Maybe this one specifically, but not the what it shares and what it represents. You are currently 7-0, right?
Yeah.
Or is it 8-0? It's 7-0, right?
7, yeah.
Yeah, it's around 7. It's a long day, but yeah, 7-0
Long day, yeah.
with Enel. Couple of weeks ago, you were in Pasadena, just down the road. Went, what was it, 11-0, 12-0 with Katakuri?
I think it was 10.
I think it was 10-0 at least. You're doing very well with yellow, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And it's continuing today. You are one of our 3 undefeateds going into this next round.
Oh, the Paradown loss.
Yes, like 3 rounds in a row. Like I've been cheaping it, so like it's been.
So next round could be last.
Yeah, there's a 50-50, correct.
Oh, okay, cool.
So we have you, we have a purple Luffy, and we have one other table.
Is it Sakazuki?
I think it's another Enel, actually. I think it's 2 Enels and a purple Luffy is what's left.
Okay.
So, I mean, you won 1 purple Luffy mirror, right? But
Enel.
Sorry, yeah. But purple Luffy, what do you think of that matchup?
I've had to play 2 or 3 today. I'm not sure if it's 3 or 2, and it's probably the hardest matchup for Enel.
Yes, yeah.
But I just have to be able to, I mean, I like going second against it. I heard going first is better, but I cannot get Magellan like back to back. I think I just lose the game if they drop Magellan back to back on me.
Sure.
And it's just a grindy matchup. I mean, every matchup with the Enel feels grindy. I don't know why I'm playing this leader.
Yeah. I mean, you played Katakuri, which I would say is not as grindy, right? It's more aggressive. It's more of, just do your thing. What made you switch?
Honestly, I just got bored of the deck. I was playing Katakuri for so long, and I was like, okay, new set, fresh cards, everything's like fresh. So.
You've climbed this mountain. Let's go to the next one, a little bit harder, a little bit slipperier, but you want to climb it too, right?
Yeah, and honestly, I was thinking about Sakazuki, but I don't feel like I am prepared enough to just bring it to regionals because I feel like it's actually a hard deck to pilot. It's like a big learning curve. So I was like, and that was simple enough. So I'll just try it out and see how well I do. And if I don't do well, then it's okay. It's for fun anyway,
Yeah, and I like Sakazuki is very strong. I think we had one Sakazuki player, maybe both of them, lose out on this last one. So I don't think we have any Sakazukis left. Yeah, dang. But I do agree. It is probably the best deck, but in the best hands, right?
Oh yeah.
And there's that like 10% curve increase if you're really good compared to just pretty good. So. I think that's something fair, especially for week 1 of the meta, right? Okay. And just trying to do this. But yeah, so far doing really, really well. And any other thoughts going into the maybe final round?
I'm just playing for fun, so I'm hoping for the hoping to have a good game.
Are you wanting the Enel or the purple Luffy?
I mean, obviously the Enel.
Okay, all right, okay, yeah. That last match was good, but it's it went really well. You got your ohms, you got all your holies out, right? Those were able to just keep chipping out damage, which was really important.
Yeah, I think the person I played said this is like their 3rd time playing Enel.
Oh wow.
They're just a really good player.
So very good, yeah.
Yeah, so I think I had the edge on understanding the matchup, where like understanding it's gonna be a grind. It's not gonna be short, so. Not attacking that first turn, saving my Gadatsu for their own combo.
Yeah.
And then as well as, waiting for them to drop their 8-drop Katakuri, for me to drop my 8-drop Katakuri to answer. It's just little things like that you pick up in the mirror that maybe like I have an edge on people if they don't understand it yet.
Yeah, and I could tell, like, again, like if I would not believe it was his 3rd time playing the mirror, even the game or the deck in general, because he had a good idea of what you wanted to not have happen to you, and both of you guys bouncing each other Katakuris, I think that was a next step play kind of thing. So I think that was a really good awareness. So, but we've got 1 or 2 more rounds. We've got 2 Enels, 1 purple Luffy left. We'll see what ends up being on top. We'll see what's on table 1 and 2 as well. Take a break because you're going to be grinding for the next little bit.
Thank you. Appreciate
and good luck. Don't forget to report on the app, too.
Oh, yeah.
I did see that, too. So we're going to take a break. Round number 8 coming right back. See you guys in just a minute.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess we'll see. I mean, I think I would like to believe that Enel can win this, but at the same time, I mean, what if like it's Luffy, right? He can turn off the 7-drop with a single character.
Yeah, I mean,
that random nerf.
Yeah, I mean, there's also that another important key piece to remember is Magellan. Magellan
Oh,
throwing
yes.
Enel off curve, and if they go back to back, that's very devastating for Enel.
Yeah, yellow off curve feels terrible. Like you're just always behind. Like I mean, literally, but like it's just you just never get to the points where the break points you're trying to get to all game. And we're going first as of now, where our last interview kind of gave us the idea that maybe going second might be the play. And he did say he beat 3 of them, so I'm inclined to believe him, Justin.
Yeah. I mean, we all know that Purple Luffy doesn't have a turn 1 play. Going first or second doesn't really matter. We don't have a turn 1 play, but let's see exactly here. Enel, he's gonna go on the offensive. You're attacking 5k into life. I agree with this. You have to. There's no way you can starve Purple Luffy. So 5k into life. And I honestly, if it was me, I'd probably counter out of this. I would counter out of this following turn, use ability, take a life, ramp 1, so that I just essentially does the same thing. And yeah.
We counter out, and then we play Holy. Right on curve. I think you think that's better than you think playing the vanilla is better than just attacking for 8 here?
I think so because you go a little wide. There's no real way to remove that 3 cost Holy just yet. We don't have access to cards like Poly. Yeah. So
we're gonna attack
5k
for 5.
swing.
We're gonna take it. Oh, but that's just gonna play into law, right?
We actually see a trigger, and I don't think we get to play into law because he actually dropped the Holy.
Oh, okay. Oh, so yeah, that's a secondary reason to even play Holy.
Yeah.
Just keep the hand low. All right, so
Yeah,
we take this. It looks like it's a trigger.
Yeah. What we most likely will probably see is Luffy probably just take the life, play a 5 cost character.
Probably like Magellan. Magellan would be crazy. Or just optimal, right? We take the life, get the Dawn, and Magellan.
Yep, yeah, we're gonna see probably the Magellan coming down. Magellan minusing 1 Dawn on each player. This is extremely
painful,
crucial. Yeah, because now we don't even have access to Geratsu next turn, or I mean, we wouldn't be able to remove anything off the board anyways, right? But still.
But now having 2 attackers, 3 attacks this turn, we can try to do either some hand damage, some actual life damage, and with 4 Dawn, we still got 4 Dawn plays. Like if we have I mean, it might be a little high rolly, but an Ohm here would be really powerful into a second Holy to just threaten a lot.
Yeah, I mean, we know that they do run the Ohm because of the Holy on board, so I highly doubt we'd see one without the other. So, but we are going to just swing 5k into life. We are going to probably see another 5k into life with that Holy as well. So, debating if he wants to take a life now or possibly the one after. Or
I think
possibly
we attack all 3, right? Like I think that's just the play. I don't see a huge reason to keep Sanji standing. We want to get to 1 life anyway. 2 attacks on board. We just want to make it. We just want to make Luffy think about taking life, right? Oh, and we're gonna use all our Dawn this turn. Probably either attack another 7. Yep, another 7.
Yep. Yeah, this is definitely a lot of pressure, and losing 2 of those laws out of hand is kind of rough as well. We're probably going to take this, honestly. I'm not sure if he's going to pitch the 2. I mean, we also don't know if Joshua's running these 7 cost big moms as well. That could be a pretty big thing in this matchup, because if he goes down to 2, 2 turns later, drops a 7 cost, possibly go down to 1. Yeah, and looks like he's gonna take it.
We want to. I think this is the correct play, because like next turn we're off curve. We're gonna probably be like, in the worst case scenario they play a second Magellan, right? And then we're at 5 Dawn, which is just gonna feel we're gonna be at 5 Dawn when we should have been at 7, and it's just gonna be feeling awful. So we wanna take advantage of the fact that they may have, if that's your worst case scenario, that means they have less counter in their hand. So then you're just attacking, and we're gonna attack an empty 6 into the Sanji. I feel like we should counter out if we have the 2k, and there we go.
Yep, 2k counter coming down, and we have 6 active Dawn, right? So we might swing another 6k into the Sanji and possibly drop a 5 cost.
All right, 6. Do we have another 2k? No, I mean, the hand is pretty small. I think it's like 3 cards even.
Yeah, I think now it's at 3 cards. 3 or 2.
Yikes.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I mean if we drop another Magellan here, that would be quite interesting. And I think he does actually have it in hand, as we can see from the camera here.
Oh, that's so painful.
Yeah. But we do have the pressure, like you were saying. I mean, we have a ton of pressure on board to go for life.
And then how would we respond? We would be at 5 Dawn, so we could play. Gadatsi wouldn't do anything. Like, he's still. I think we're just still hoping for an Ohm, ideally. And it wasn't a Magellan. It was.
I think it's the 5 cost kid, the brand new 5 cost kid.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's gonna be really good.
Yeah, it's really good too, especially if the following turn, if he does end up playing another Magellan, never doesn't go negative on the Dawn with that character on board. So we are at 6 Dawn here, Joshua, and I'm very curious if we're going to keep this very aggressive play going. We are unable to do so at the same time because we have that 6K blocker on the board, so we won't be getting, a free attack in essentially. So, and Josh only has like 3 cards in hand right now. So,
there's the Shura. So at that point, I think we're hoping for not either we're hoping for an Enel or we're hoping for an Ohm. I would think we're hoping for Ohm just so we can 2K counter. So keeping our defenses high, and then we attack 667. 6. Oh, we could attack. Yeah, we could attack 667.
I mean, he could play an Ohm here. He could play an Ohm here, right?
Yeah, if we have it. But I just feel like skipping a round of 3 attacks feels bad.
Yeah.
And
yeah, this is interesting. I honestly, I'd probably go pretty aggressive here. I'd do the 667. Yeah.
And it kind of forces them to think about if they want to, because if they block any of those with the kid, then you just attack into the kid and really either break them on hand size or just lose the kid. And then them losing the kid's pretty powerful because that is so much of their not their draw engine, but just keeping their Dawn to where you want to be, right? Because this is the kid that if you minus the Dawn, you get 1 back active. You don't want your opponent getting to a point where they're playing with 11, 12 Dawn, right?
Right. Yeah, it's so interesting that Magellan has pretty much essentially protection on KO until they get to 10 Dawn. And yeah, we see the 6K swing, 2K counter out of hand. Most likely, once again, see another 6K swing. Yep.
1 more.
6K swing going into life. Do we have another 2K counter, or are we going to take this one? I think we could block this as well as just drop a 1K if we don't have it.
If we block this, then the Sanji goes at your kid for 7, and I feel like, ooh.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's kind of fine just because if we have a 2K counter, we get out of it regardless. Plus, we keep a life.
So if you're Enel with the Sanji, you attack 7 life, or you try to get rid of the kid either way?
I don't know. I feel like the way Joshua's been playing, I think he's gonna go 7 into life.
That's fair. Oh, and he confirms that it's into life, and I kind of agree.
Yeah. He's trying to get William to 0 as fast as possible, so that when the 9 cost Yamato start coming down, that we have some firepower to just go for that one last swing into life.
That's fair. It's pretty close so far. I mean, what do we do? As we do have another Magellan, we could, and actually a Magellan here is probably crushing because we won't neg ourselves on Dawn. Using it, so that's huge.
4 cost Magellan.
Yeah, essentially.
Yep. So yeah, 6K. Yeah, we have to clear this board. I don't think there's any way we let this board survive, and I don't think Joshua has the hand to do so, regardless.
Yeah, I agree with that. And then we attack 5 into the dog, and Do we have to let it? Yeah, we kind of have to let it go. Oh, we do protect it with a Gadatsu, which has no value in this matchup.
Right, yeah, not too much value. He also has the page 1 in his hand too, so 6K into the 3-cost holy.
That's
and I think we have to let this. I don't think he can.
We do have the 2K, but like at some point we gotta let them attack face.
Ooh.
But no, we're gonna pitch 2 cards left in hand. We know one's a Yamato. Oh, we're gonna play this Magellan, and it's gonna be so bad.
Yeah.
Because what is it? We're going into what, 9 Dawn next turn?
No, I think it's a little less. I think it's 7 Dawn.
Oh, no.
I think it's 7, and then the -1 would be at 6. So yep, we see the Magellan. It's gonna proc kit ability to ramp 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, having 4 active Dawn, and we still have the ulti as well as the page 1 in hand, which we will see just the page 1 coming down.
Just the page 1, which I think you kind of like your hand can't be that huge either, right? You're running what, 2 cards in hand? There's a world where you just it's like 4. Oh, 5. Wow, never mind. Luffy's eating good. Man.
Yeah. So 7 Dawn instead of 8 this turn.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so with 7 Dawn, I mean, you could Enel, but I don't think we have it. I know one card's a Yamato. It's just we're just not getting there.
Yeah, it looks like we're gonna go for. I think we might try to go for game here. Try to go as aggressive as possible. I don't see anything wrong with it, honestly. The blocker is rested. We know that Purple Luffy loves to run the Gungam Gatlings at a high count.
Mm-hmm.
So it's possible that William has one in his hand currently.
Attacking 6. I guess we haven't committed anything yet. No. Attacking 7. Attacking 7.
7, yep. We have to counter out of this. We don't have much of a choice. And yeah, we see the ulti as well as the 5 cost.
I got 2 cards out of hand. Now that should make it 3 cards in hand. So attack another 6. They did have the 2K though, so didn't quite catch them. 4 Dawn. Is it a? Oh, finally we get the Ohm.
The Ohm coming down.
It's like the best card of the deck, man.
Do we see a holy? That's the question.
No,
we do not. Do we have one in hand?
No,
we do not. Okay, now this is pretty scary on both sides. We have 4 6K bodies on the board.
Yeah,
and if we clear, we're gonna clear this holy pretty easily here. I think 6K swing gets rid of it, but honestly. And yeah, 6K swing most likely will go down. Yep, going down. He only has 2 cards in hand. It really all depends on these triggers, right? What are we going to see in this life here?
Absolutely. Oh man, if we just had a holy, I think that was, we've only seen, that was the first same holy the whole game. So we've gone through all these cards and only seen one holy. That's sad.
Yeah.
What did we just play? We
just played the 5 cost queen.
5 cost.
Trashing 1 to go ahead and draw 2, trash 1, and then kit ability to ramp 1 as active. And this is looking really good right now. If I'm William, because I have so many characters. You have a 5 cost character that you can't remove unless you hit a Thunderbolt right now.
Thunderbolt would be huge.
Yeah,
you can get rid of the.
Oh, we're still thinking about this trigger here. A lot is on the line, so I do understand here. Thinking carefully on this trigger.
It's a character.
It could be also 200 million volt. Trash 2 cards out of his hand to recover 1. No, Sanji.
And we get rid of a Gadatsu.
Yeah, this is pretty big as well.
Attack 6 one more time. It's we no trigger.
Takes it.
We only have 2 attacks left, so as of now we can't lose, but I don't think we are comfortable giving up these blockers.
Yeah, I'm curious because we're most likely going to see a 5 cost character coming down.
Yeah, probably for 5. Yeah,
Yeah.
Probably another queen, honestly.
Man, that would be insane.
That would just shut the door on this game, I think.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing with the way Joshua's been playing. He has no hand. He only has 2 cards in hand right now. So
you have to cycle a life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's a sure.
Ooh, nice. That's really good.
So we're gonna do search 5. And then is there a world where is there a world where we have to treat all these as attackers and just try to go for game that way? Oh, we get an Ohm off of the Shura and then heal 1.
This is pretty big because we gives us some knowledge in his hand. If he trashes another card other than Ohm, then yeah, okay. Well, we trashed the Ohm, so we still don't know what 2 cards in his hand are.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think one's a Yamato. Well, it's not open knowledge, but one's a Yamato at this point for sure. I think they've had it since the start of the game. They just never got to 9 Dawn.
Yeah, so we have 2 attackers plus lead. Are we going to trash a 6K character to play a blocker, losing a card out of our hand?
We're gonna attack.
Wow,
that feels wrong.
Okay, well now he's doing this because he's gonna throw down a blocker right now.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, and so
yeah, get rid of page 1, and it's another queen. It's another queen.
Another queen. Yeah, this is really good. You're able to +1 off of this, or go even for playing the card, and getting rid of a 1K counter kid, right?
Yeah. So what are we at? Are we at 10 Dawn finally?
No, we're at 9.
We're at 9.
Yeah.
So we could Yamato, and then no, I think you have to go for game now, right? You 2 blockers, and then hope the other guy hit.
Yeah, I think you have to go for game. That I don't think there's a role where you survive playing 9-cost Yamato right now, especially when we know we just trashed a 1K counter character from hand.
And it's only 3 cards in hand, so it can't be that bad, right? But you just sit here and you assume all are 2Ks, but you have so many attacks, right? And you need only 2 to connect. Could be it.
Yeah, I mean, Joshua might have the. I'm not sure if it'd be helpful right now. The 7-cost Enel.
Yeah, no, I think you need that down for the surest, right? To turn everything to attacker. And if the last life ended up being if the last life if we just had if the Ohm just hit a holy, I think Enel actually would win this personally. But I could be coping.
Yeah, I mean, I think regardless, this is either William's last turn or Joshua's last turn. So this is huge. This is pretty huge.
This is the last turn of the game.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, Joshua has the choice, right? He can recover 1, play it semi-straight. I mean, semi-safe. We have a Sanji on board. We wouldn't be able to attack anything because all the blockers are 6K. We're all at 5, right? So yeah, I mean, if maybe we have a Katakuri, 8-cost Katakuri.
So I think we just attack with Enel with no Dawn and see what happens. I think that's probably step 1 of this turn. And kind of just make your decisions off of that. If they 2K out, that kind of tells you the rest of what you need to know about their hand, and you just turn all your characters into 5Ks. You turn your Shuras into 5Ks, attack with them, see how that pans out for you, right?
Right. Yeah, I think it definitely is. This is definitely going to be it for sure. I mean, I think he has to either commit, I'm going to go all the way, and or not. So,
well, the defensive play is what? We're at 9 Dawn, so we attack with Ohm for 6, attack with your leader for 5, leave the Sanji up, and then heal 1, which is effectively 2 in this deck. Okay, we're going to attack for the 6 first. Not let them have the free block with Queen, which I respect.
Mm.
And then so the Sanji plus the Yamato would get you out of 3 swings on the board, and then you have to somehow counter out of 3 more, which I just don't see happening.
Yeah. If William, I was gonna say, if William has a counter, you could bait it. You could bait it and take the life.
Mm-hmm. I think that's 2 cards now left in William's hand.
Yeah.
And the fact that they pitched a 1K kind of means they're at least live in some way, right? I believe that at minimum these are each 1K counter, but we can maybe assume they're more.
Yeah, this is honestly pretty intense. This is extremely close. I think one of the closest matches of the day so far.
Mm-hmm.
And this is gonna determine everything here.
All right. So what is your next play then? What do you do?
I mean, I'm hoping the way he's separating his Dawn, he has ACOS Katakuri, and it seems like he might take it slow and try to rely on his life and the blocker up possibly, but I don't think it's enough.
Yeah.
I think he has to.
Okay, we're gonna attack with Enel. This would have been step 2 for me. This is how I would have played out the turn, is just putting one down under Enel and attacking. See if you either get a block or you get a card out of hand. And William having to think it over, kind of. Oh, we're attacking into Kid?
Into character?
Oh,
wow.
That.
Okay, so then we are definitely playing ACOS Katakuri this turn if he has it.
Yeah.
Yep. Easy 1K counter. You go ACOS Katakuri, puts back Shura to life.
Mm-hmm. And then you just hope that what you heal off of Katakuri and Shura is enough for you. Oh.
Yep.
Katakuri, put back. Oh, you could put back Sanji maybe, or
you lose a card though. That's the only issue.
Oh, true. So you have to. It has to be Shura.
Yeah. And pass turn. Yeah, this is. Yeah, I think this is it for Joshua.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he survives this turn.
Now, so then assume the Enel attacked life and we 1K out. We couldn't 1K out, so we'd have to block. Given, I just feel like going for game with your Shuras was the play. Because you had 8 Dawn to split between all your characters. 6 of that goes to your Shuras attacking for 5, and then you can use the rest for Sanji and your leader, and maybe that gets you there, especially with 2 cards in. I don't know. That's tough.
Yeah, this is rough here. It says a 7K swing going into life. This is either 2 cards out of hand, or we see the trigger happen from life. And I think he's just gonna go ahead and take it.
3 cards in hand. Yep. Play the Shura first. Did we get anything?
We must have gotten something. Yeah, 2K counter. It's pretty good. Pretty good here. Recovering 1 off the leader ability. We're gonna go ahead and trash 1 card. It might be that Yamato that he has in hand if he does have it.
And it's
Enel.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So you can try to assume the rest of the card hand is live, but we don't know. I'm gonna go 8 this time.
Ooh.
And it's just a block, right? Or do you take the life?
No, I think we need to block this.
Okay.
I don't think. I mean, look, we know he has a 2K in hand, so he could either drop his whole hand because I think he has 3 cards in hand.
Yeah.
Or drop 2. So.
Okay. Blocking. Oh man. And then next turn, like Luffy could just sit here with 3 blockers and call it a day. Or maybe not.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh.
Yeah.
It's really close.
Yeah, I mean, if William plays top knot, he could top knot the Sanji if he wanted to, or use Sheep's Horn.
Oh, the 2 cards out of hand.
Yeah, so only one card in hand. One of them was the Satori. So 6K swing going into hand, saying, you don't got a 2K in hand. I don't believe you.
It's definitely a Yamato. I
Yeah.
know it is.
Yeah.
6 into life. We're gonna take
it. Trigger.
Trigger.
Ooh, a Brulee.
And we're gonna give up.
That is huge.
I think that's still game though.
We still have 3 attackers, 1 card in hand. We just need to swing 7 twice, right? And
yeah.
Oh, 6K into life. If this is a 2K, he would do it. Yeah, he doesn't have it.
Yeah,
and let's go down. Yeah, and this is GG's, unfortunately for Joshua. Then huge swing here.
And then Luffy forgave.
Yep.
It was a holy. Oh, it was a 1K the whole time. So no Yamato. I was wrong.
So for sure, we know that Luffy is pushing through to the finals. Possibly, that possibly could be it, right? In case that other Enel did lose their match.
Yeah, I don't think that match has ended. It is an Enel mirror match, right? So probably gonna last a little longer than this. Oh wow. I want to know. I still want to know how that turn could have played out had they just made sure as attackers and just tried to go for game right then and there.
All right, I'm here with William, who's now 8-0 with Purple Luffy, and I'm sure you were looking at the other table like, please lose, right?
Yeah.
Just please. And he's not known for losing, unfortunately, so you got one more round, and you get your title. How are you feeling right now?
I feel good. I'm very nervous.
Yeah, of course.
I felt kind of bad during the match because I was nervous. I played a little too fast. But it feels good.
Yeah.
I felt a little unsure about my deck.
Sure.
But it worked out really well with my matchups.
Yeah, and you have the same matchup in this finals, too. So it's another Enel, and a lot of people are under the impression that it's an easy matchup for, not maybe easy, but inclined for Purple Luffy, right? Do you agree with that, or what's your thoughts?
I do agree, but Trigger can always swing everything so hard. It's still a dice roll, feels like.
For sure.
But yeah, you just get to keep spamming out the 6Ks, and you usually can't answer if you get to flip the board. So it doesn't really feel that bad.
Yeah.
But, a random, trigger that just pops my card.
Or gives them one more attacker than you were expecting or something. Yeah, it's very scary. And even like that, you had to kind of slowly chip, and you couldn't full commit because you could get really punished for it.
I feel like if I don't drop Poly in that matchup, I have to play it really slow because, especially at least that game, I didn't have enough 2Ks to survive enough.
Yeah.
So I didn't feel like I could ramp enough. And I just felt like I should chip away at his 5Ks and hopefully take out on his hand. And eventually, I was able to get the board and his triggers running off.
Yeah, and I think that's really wise. And most of the Purple Luffy decks that we've seen on stream too, they find their 5-drops. That's not the issue, but their 7s, their 9s, like your actual meat and potatoes, it's really, really tough to find there. And so that really stalls you out. And do you think that's really important for this matchup, or?
I would say Kaido is really important.
Yes.
I feel like Kaido just ends almost every game he's dropped. But I didn't see the Kaido or the kid, the 7-drop kid.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I do think kid would help a lot. Just having a 6K leader.
Yeah, when he made so many 5K bodies, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, but even then, just having, I feel like the strongest player is having the 5-drop kid with another 5. It just gets you so much time.
It does, yeah.
Yeah,
my favorite 5-drop kid into 5-drop queen. You get the Dawn back. You have that's such a good combo.
Yeah, basically, I dropped the queen into another queen on him. I had my cards and. This felt good. So I feel like I missed 7-drop that match.
Yeah, and the Magellan also barely got to 10 Dawn by the end of the game, right? Like you were able to prevent him from doing that. I think that hurt him a lot.
Yeah, I top decked the first Magellan, which was really good. And then I was lucky to have the second Magellan for his Katakuri team.
Yeah.
And I feel like that just kind of closed it out. Or at least it gave me a lot of breathing room to do what I need to do.
It did, yeah. Especially I think the second one Yara had Kid developed, so you didn't even lose the Dawn. And they don't want to get to 10, but they do want their 7s and 9s a lot. Exactly. And again, denying that a turn, it really hurts them a lot.
Yeah, so just slowing him down, hitting dropped the Yamato. I think he discarded one Yamato at the start of the game.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Yeah, he just couldn't do any of his big drops, and I guess I keep playing my board, and eventually it was enough.
Yeah, Yeah. Well, I'm gonna let you take a little bit of break. I know you're probably a little nervous. Just take a little breather. You got one more game for the day, for the season, maybe for the year, and no pressure at all. So we're gonna be back with the finals. Last match, we're gonna have a poll going on. If you guys think it's gonna be Enel or it's gonna be the purple Luffy, we're gonna find out together. We'll see you guys in just a couple minutes.
And I'm also really excited and really interested to see if Justin plays this matchup like William's previous opponent did, where they go very aggressive in the beginning and just hope they just go super aggressive. I mean,
all right, and I don't know who won the die roll, but Justin did say he likes going second, so we can just go and you have a good turn one play right here, right? Like Shura, you don't really have a turn one play going first, but you do have Shura going second, being able to dig 5, search for something. He's going to mull it over. I feel like in this situation, you're always kind of looking for Holy or Ohm, but we're going to actually find Enel instead. Yeah. Hopefully we can get there, because definitely our last game, our Enel could not get there in terms of 7 Dawn.
Yeah, I mean, at least we're able to cycle through some of our, we're able to replace it, at least it didn't whiff or anything like that. But looks like we are going to use a leader ability here to grab the our first life and as well as ramp 1 Dawn.
Yeah. And what's interesting here is, like, this is Luffy's second turn and they can ramp up to 4. So they can't play Magellan, whereas last game he went second and was able to here ramp to 5 and play the Magellan. Right? So I think that's it's very interesting to think that way, because now the scariest thing for Enel is to not be able to play his cards. So a Magellan 1 turn later means the world almost.
Yeah, this is a very interesting start here for William. He choosing not to swing into leader, actually, and to Justin, trying to starve him a little bit, taking the 1K counter and then dropping an Ohm to search top 5 for the dog, right?
Or hopefully we see it. And Shura already searched the first top 5, so I feel like, and we find it, and we find it in the 5 from Ohm. So no like private hand information, which is really valuable, which is like best case scenario with this Ohm too, right?
Yeah, and I definitely think Justin is trying to go as aggressive as possible, going wide, and we are going to see a 6K swing going into life with that page 1. Most likely will counter out of it. Actually, I was really thinking he was gonna. Yeah, I actually thought he was going to go ahead and just to take it, but we see a 5K swing going to life, taking that one, and we see a trigger.
Shirahoshi, that's pretty huge.
Yeah.
Interesting to counter out of the 6K and not the 5, like in that order. But I guess you're also afraid of, if you take the 6K, that Luffy could very easily just put a bunch of Dawn under, and we're gonna be at 7 Dawn already. This feels so powerful.
Yeah. I think we're actually
gonna play 5 and Magellan. Oh
Polly.
No, it's Polly.
Yeah, Polly able to ramp 1, remove the Ohm off the board, and drop a 6K body, of course, and leaving 1 active. So
I mean, Polly right on time. I remember when this card was one of the worst cards to pull from his set, and now everyone's using it.
Yeah.
Everyone wants this card now, especially the alt-arts.
The Poly investors are definitely reaping the rewards. And now I do want to mention, I think it might have been a mistake actually to leave the 1 Dawn open. I know we might be trying to make our opponent think here that we have a 1 cost, but actually William doesn't run any 1 cost event cards.
I mean, I don't think Justin is privy to that information, which is, the bluff game is helpful, right? I mean, even Justin himself, it isn't running Thors, but we'll be able to bluff it essentially, because it's such a common card for Enel. And then we attack 6. We attack 2 6s. I believe we countered out of both of them, or are we still resolving the Enel?
We're still resolving the second one, which we drop a 2K.
All right, so double 2K out of the hands already. Another Ohm. Oh, we're gonna see the second dog. That'd be
insane.
That'd be everything.
Yeah. And yes, we do. This is absolutely the best start for Justin you could possibly have. Going extremely wide, applying all that pressure. And if you're Justin, you got to be feeling good, right?
Yeah, you can't be upset with that result. That That's so good. I mean, there is a world where I mean, just a second poly comes down, but I think you're more than okay with a second poly coming down to answer your ohm, because now you can't. Your Dawn is safe, right? You're not playing Magellan, so you're playing on curve after this, and you're just ecstatic at that point.
Yeah, so we're swinging 6 into the 5, and I think we're trying to get some cards out of Justin's hand, but Justin not giving him any out of his hand, so relatively keeping a healthy hand, and I think
the rest of these attacks have to go to life, which we've been wanting. We've been wanting to peep these lives from Enel anyway.
Yeah, so I think if we have another poly, we throw down the poly, get rid of the ohm, try to relieve some of this pressure, because it can get out of hand. A 6K swing going into life here.
I would take, just because that's the traditional Enel, but no, we're gonna 2K out of that using Cornet, or I don't remember her name. It starts with a C.
Yeah.
2K counter, man.
A 2K counter character. And I think we are going to go ahead and tap a 5 here for a queen, actually, to -1 Dawn, draw 2 cards, trashing 1 out of our hand.
Hoping for Magellan, I believe. If we see Magellan, that'd be great.
Yeah, Magellan would be really great. But no, we are gonna trash the 4/6 vanilla out of our hand, which is that Scratch Menapoo. Swinging 5 into life. I think now we maybe take 1.
I feel like we should. And he's double checking the Dawn. It is 5. Is it a trigger? Not a trigger. And it's got to be Magellan, right? No, it's Kid. Blocker Kid. So maybe we get to play on curve, which is kind of huge.
Yeah. I do hope that William had the Kid first, or he had the Queen first, because if he had both in hand, he could have gone Kid and then Queen to ramp 1. But I mean, we'll see. Minor details.
It's hard to tell with the draws that are all the draws that happen, right? Especially with the Queen. Right. Man, so we're at 8 Dawn. We can Katakuri back our Shirahoshi. We can Katakuri one of these blockers. Maybe have an answer for Kid, because Kin's a very scary card. Just lets your opponent. It just gives so much value, this Kid, and then for the future of the game, they're probably going to start playing with 11 Dawn, which is just too much sometimes. But 6 of life, we counter out with a law.
Yeah, we're starting to see a pretty massive board here on William's side, starting to grow. Currently, we're sitting with 4 6K bodies, right? So this is getting a little out of hand, but we are going to see a 6K swing into that page 1, trying to relieve some of that pressure, right?
And I don't know, like, we're using one as Dawn. We're saying we're going to go to 7 Dawn, and we do give up the page 1. Interesting. So that might. I know we probably still, and we're going to play the Enel, as I was about to say, and then we're going to attack into another character. And I don't think we can, I don't think we could afford losing 2 characters like that.
Yeah, so we are going to go ahead and pass turn. Now we still have that ohm to deal with, as well as the Enel on board. And I think we have to try to clear as much as we possibly can.
1 Dawn should still be under ohm for any board state. Or not ohm, Enel, right? We attacked 6 with Enel? Yeah. So one Dawn should still be under the Enel for all our board state homies. Not attacking with the dog. What is your take on that? Should we have attacked with dog here?
I don't think we can, because we have the 6K blocker.
Right. Queen. And if it's I still agree. I agree. At the end of the board state, you don't attack with holy, but could have been one of your first attacks.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's true. But we're gonna see a 6K. A 2K counter coming out of hand, and swinging with that Kid, actually, blocker Kid.
Yeah.
And William only has about 3 cards in hand now. What it looks like.
Yeah, William. It was only taken 2 of his lives. We're gonna go into a pretty big turn here. I mean, one of these cards has to be good. On the 3rd puppy, no, it's gone.
Yeah, the 3rd holy now down. We still have the Queen up, as well as the Luffy. I think this 4-cost character here needs to go down this turn. It's getting a little scary if you're William here.
Oh, no Magellan is rough. Like you can just see it. I mean, to be fair, being able to hit double ohms into double or both of your ohms hitting into a holy just provide such a large amount of pressure that 9-drop Kaido. What's it KOing?
I'd imagine we see the dog.
Oh, going for the dog so we can attack into the ohm, I believe. Oh, and then get to play with one more Dawn.
Yeah. I think swinging 7 into that ohm, possibly.
Possibly. And then, we're going to Luffy effect to
leader
ramp
ability.
Yep. And then,
wow.
we want this ohm gone.
Yeah, this is gonna cost you at least 2 cards to save it. And no, it does go down actually. And yeah, this is a very interesting. See a 10k swing. We're gonna use the ability here to trash our life, which is a thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt. Oh no.
My goodness, a thunderbolt to keep it alive.
So unfortunate. Is that?
Yeah.
That feels so bad.
Yeah. And the only good thing here is that we have 9 cost Yamato now live, right? We're able to recover 1. We won't be able to remove anything off the board, but we'll be able to swing a 7k swing, right?
Yeah. Now Magellan is basically it's kind of a dead card, right? Like it's almost like a 5-drop 6k vanilla almost.
Yeah, we don't I don't think we attack here with I mean, I don't think we drop a Magellan if we have it, but we are going to see a 7k swing going into the 6k, and we're going to keep countering out of these characters, out of these attacks, and we're going to drop the 9 cost and to recover 1. I actually really like this from William here. I know we only have now 2 cards in hand, but keeping our characters alive is extremely crucial.
Yeah, it's all the we need this pressure. And I mean, Justin also playing this pretty well, I feel like. I mean, attacking characters is probably your best route. You don't want to give Luffy any more cards. They're not really going to ramp too much unless they drop a second 9-drop Kaido on you, which within 2 cards in their hand isn't a lot. And it kind of almost sets you up for game this upcoming turn, because with 2 cards in hand and 2 lives, and you have some big bodies to attack with, kind of looking good.
Yeah, it's also interesting too, because we can swing into that's Enel, and Justin I think only has like 3 cards in hand possibly. So yeah, it looks like only 3 cards in hand, and just fixing up the board state a little bit to when it was passed here. But we're going to swing a 7k swing into that Enel, and I really like this. This gets a card out of our hand, it goes down, or we're trashing a life, right?
Which I think we have to counter out of it. We have to counter out of it because we're actually we're gonna trash our life. Wait, we attacked life with Poly.
We attacked, yeah, maybe. We did the audible. We switched up real quick. Yeah. We attacking, and it looks like we're gonna drop another 5 cost character, which is that Poly trashing 2 to get rid of that Sanji. I'd imagine.
And
Sanji, yep, and being able to ramp 1 2 as active, very important. Now we can really clear this board here, and we can actually even go for game.
Yeah, we're gonna attack.
Yeah, 6k swing going into life. This is a 2k counter, or we're gonna take it. I think Justin only has 2 cards in hand now. Yeah, 2 cards in hand because of that Sanji ability, right?
Yeah. And having the backup Poly for the Sanji feels so bad for Justin.
Yeah. Yeah, this is actually looking really rough here for Justin. The tides have definitely switched, and it's actually 3 cards in hand. I do apologize for that. So 3 cards in hand, and we have 3 more attacks coming your way if he chooses to do so.
But William at this point only has 1 card in hand, right?
Yeah. I mean, William only does have 1 or 2 cards in hand, and Justin now only has 1 card in hand. So we're going to swing 6k. Yeah.
Attack with one of our blockers. I think that just Luffy might just have it. Oh, phase the Kaido.
Yep. Recovering 1.
We have
now
to give up our Yamato in hand, but that's kind of huge. That might actually win.
This is huge. Now we can get rid of the 7 cost enough. We attach 1 to the blocker, right? The only unfortunate thing is that we don't have another blocker set up. Yeah. So 7k swing going into the now. It does go down since we did.
We didn't. Yeah, we didn't trash yet. Oh wait, so the queen is sideways, right? We attack the queen. So
yeah, queen is sideways. We don't have any blockers up. I think this is just it. I don't think
we attack life. We attack life, right?
Yeah, we're attacking life, and we have one card in hand now, 2 cards, 9K swing into life, and Justin just wins this game. I don't think there's any world where
yeah, with no down up.
Wow. Oh man, that's so unfortunate. The beige out of life.
Oh,
wow.
Oh my god.
Wins the first OP05 in-person regional.
All right. 1 month later, same stream, different room, but here you are once again, undefeated at a CoreTCG regionals here in California. How's it feel?
Feels pretty good.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, yeah.
That was a super tight match. Obviously, that beige wanted you to win, right?
Oh, I needed that so bad.
Yeah, and then it was beige, and then you had to get the 2K, right? Like if you didn't have the 2K, I think you were out as well, right?
Oh yeah. It's either beige or a 2K.
Yeah, exactly. So very, very close. What were your thoughts going into that match?
Honestly, that's probably like the hardest matchup for now.
It's very tough. Very
tough.
But
I try to have like a a good mindset where there's bad matchups, but you could still win any matchup in this game. So
yeah, and honestly, I think that was such a strong match. I think both you guys saw both the cards you needed right at the right time. You got the double ohms, that poly after to get the Sanji out. I'm sure you were just like, oh my gosh, did I just lose? Like,
well, honestly, I felt pretty good that he did that. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I feel like it was a lot of Dawn commitment.
Sure.
So I was able to map out exactly how he was gonna swing after that. So
yeah, and if he did that and was like defensive, maybe I don't know. It's just happened. I know there's just the thoughts are so.
I was afraid of Sheep's Horn. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I was like, I played.
He does run it. He does run the card. So we did.
Yeah, I was super afraid of Sheep's Horn. So once I got the trigger for the blocker, I was like, man, should I keep this in my hand? Because if I get Sheep Horn, it's just like. But I was like, you know what, the 2 Dawn for the Sheep's Horn, it's okay,
Yeah, and you got 7 Dawn instead, or I guess 6 Dawn because he ranked 1, but still, right? So very, very strong. So again, you brought Enel. You play more, I guess, aggressive yellow traditionally, but you want to climb a new mountain. You're at the top again, so very quick to there. But any changes with your deck? Are you really happy with it, or is there anything that?
Honestly, I'm running a lot of like random 3-ofs.
Okay.
And I was like, I wonder how consistent this is gonna be, especially going into like Sakazuki or. The mirror where you need to see like 8-drop Katakuri, I'm only running 3.
Yeah.
But honestly, I'm pretty satisfied with how it ran. It felt really smooth, obviously. So.
Yeah, definitely. And again, like seeing the ohms on curve, I think in that matchup are really important, and others, but it helps you out. And yeah, you definitely were able to take it today.
Yeah, my starting hand, I had ohm, Holly.
Yeah.
And then like something else. So I was like, I'm keeping this.
Yeah,
I'm gonna drop both ohms and just try to flood the board as
no, that is super good. And like those are all like the other thing about yellow that you probably know is that when you see no cards with trigger in your hand, you're like, oh, that means that I could have pretty stacked cards in my life too.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I kind of like have that mindset from Katakuri where like, what do I keep, what do I mulligan, depending on like how many triggers I see in hand, and how useful they'll be late game versus what matchups.
Yeah. Well, I really appreciate. I know you're exhausted. You forced the extra round, so it's your own doing. Right?
I'm sorry, my bad.
But a couple of things before we go. One, thank you all for doing this. I'm going to send it back to Risu and to Sos in a second, just so they can say goodbye as well. But I do want to mention, I do appreciate you all being here. There's going to be deck list on my website. Should be tomorrow morning. I'm on the road, so if there's any troubles, that might happen. But I expect tomorrow morning.
The goat.
And appreciate it. And Wednesday, I should have a re-uploaded VOD of this entire thing edited down to just the matches, so you guys can watch that on my YouTube as well. So if you haven't followed my YouTube, my website, I put a lot of effort into this. And again, I really do appreciate CoreTCG for not only running the event, but also for letting us do this and get the coverage and just literally everything else. So really do appreciate it. Congratulations to your win.
Thank you.
We'll see if I can do an interview. If you got to go for food, we'll figure it out.
Or for the deck list?
Yeah, for the deck list. Okay. We'll find out. I'll get the list anyways. That's what I do,
Can I do a
right?
quick shout out to
please do.
Quick shout out to Perfect Rares and everybody that I grind with. Appreciate you guys so much. Shout out to Cycle Turtle as well.
Yeah.
And you know, shout out to all the SoCal locals that kick my ass every week.
SoCal, it's quite a grindy, a lot of good One Piece players here for sure. So cool. Well, I'm going to send it back to Risu and Sos just so they can say goodbye. Thank you guys though very much. I do appreciate it. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
What a great ending, man. Like that was like came down to last live, came down to like, I mean, Like what other way Yellow wins, right? Like that was so cool to watch.
Yeah. There's no way. There's no other way for Yellow to win such a big moment than the last card to be a beige.
Oh, dude, it was Beige and Sanji, right?
It was Beige and Sanji back to back.
And there was a Thunderbolt in there that we had to get rid of. Oh man.
Yeah,
that was a gas, bro.
I mean, opening with 3 ohm. I mean,
3 ohm, and we were talking about, and both of those ohms hit their search, so he never needed the Holy in hand. Oh man, that's so good. That doesn't get cleaner for
yeah. Well,
but that's gonna be it for us. We're saying goodbye. Thank you, chat, for taking being with us for this journey. Strongest Wizard, I've always been a fan of yours. I've always watched your stuff. Please watch his stuff. He does great One Piece content, great mats too. You guys are starting to see him more and more. More people are buying them. Like they're fire, bro. What do you got to say, man?
Yeah, I mean, of course. Thank you to Core for having such an amazing event, for having us on here. Thank you to everyone that's watching, that's stuck around. I know sometimes watching these NL matches can get a little grindy, but the payoff was definitely worth it. And thank you to everyone. Thank you, Tegman.